Welcome to episode 20 of Dungeons and Diablos. Yeah. So, for those of you at home, the last thing that happened was we finally freed Claude Dubois of Claude de Bird.
Who?
Exactly.
We don't even know this guy. Who's this guy?
Claude Dubois. Claude Dubois.
Well, I guess now that he's a person again, we can leave him with Lysander and say our farewells.
Goodbye.
Until Billy gets home.
Goodbye, Claude. No, so does anyone want to fill in on exactly what happened, or does Bird be gone basically sum it up at this point?
We did like a puzzle.
Only that was a spray we could have gotten way earlier.
Now we wasted our money on the Dad Be Gone instead.
That is true. Dad be gone, do be gone. Cool. Okay.
So he was possessed by some evil demon-y type creatures.
That's
one that
right.
was of a bird type origin.
The
And
very first entity you all fought as a party, minus Philip because he wasn't here yet, was Blood Raven, and Blood Raven hung around a little bit longer than anyone previously thought. But now Blood Raven is properly banished. Billy is free to be a regular human being, regular quote unquote, and we are now ready to get back to our main quest, which is figuring out.
Did we also learn that our mom is back in hell, like still being a bitch?
Yes.
What the fuck, Mom?
Andariel?
Well, I mean, we kind of always knew that was going to happen, but we know that there's like that one shard of Andariel who was like, I want to be immortal too.
Yeah.
And we haven't found her yet.
Maybe that shard is still on Earth. You don't know.
Exactly.
They do eject the pieces of them that don't fit the puzzle, as it were.
So, with this all done, Lysander meanders over to the four of you. He sort of like hears around and goes, all right, so I'm going to need a little bit of time. And by me, I mean that Priest Arathma that came in here, she's going to need a bit of time to make sure that Claude isn't Claudin, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, that's correct. Something about the balance, you know, how these priesty types get blah, 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 blah. Point is...
What's balance? What do you mean?
Oh, the balance between life and death and good and evil and making sure the wheels of creation keep spinning and all of that stuff. They're really into it. If you want to have a very long, boring lecture for 3.5 hours, ask one of them about it.
Okay, I won't.
That's the spirit. Though I'm sure you might be able to find a good book on it somewhere in the library. That'll be a much more cohesive way of learning. It also means I don't have to tell you.
I feel like you're simultaneously a very helpful and a very not helpful person.
That's what my wives told me before they left me.
Well, how many were there?
5.
I feel like that's a lot of evidence to prove to you that maybe you should work on yourself a little bit.
Well, that's why I'm here, making potions and teaching the youth of tomorrow.
I don't know that potions are going to help you with
Yeah,
your
that seems-
personality. And if
That
you
seems
need a
more
potion,
like-
Potions
No.
make everything better.
no,
Just look at Claude.
no.
He drank a potion, now he's not a bird anymore.
But that was
No.
a demon. Are you possessed by a demon?
Are you possessed by a demon?
Yes.
Well,
Well,
no.
that's troubling.
I'm self-owning.
Do you want to drink the magical potion drink that Claude
No,
drank?
I don't need it. I'm
Okay. Okay.
I mean, for all you know, I'm pulling your leg.
And for all you know, I didn't have any wives.
That's true. Also,
Mm.
but still, maybe work on yourself.
Well, I'll take that into consideration. How about that?
Sure.
Now, I'm not going to have you just wander out of here without some sort of payment, because
Oh,
now they do say that good deeds are their own rewards, but those people have never had to eat food. So let me lay it down this way.
I do
If
like
you-
to eat food.
Well, I'm not bringing you food. What I am going to bring you, though, is if you have any potions you particularly need, I'm happy to manufacture them for you at cost. Meaning you don't got to go and get yourself ripped off by going to one of those nader wells down in the markets.
That's
That's
pretty
very
good. That's
kind
a
of
good-
you.
That's a
What
good
kind of
deal.
potions do we need?
But I'm not you, so I can't tell you that. But I have quite the range of specialties that I can brew. Although, if you want something incredibly, rare and powerful, it might be a little short on supply. So you'd have to source that yourself. I don't know if any of you got any giant's feet hanging around, but I sure don't.
No. What do you make with giant's feet?
Potions of giant strength.
Why their feet?
Because their feet is where their strength stems from, where the flesh touches the earth.
Is that real?
That's real enough.
It makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen how big a giant's foot is? That's
exactly.
Clearly.
It's also highly illegal to cut people's feet off and serve them in potions, so you gotta go a little bit of a gray area to get them in. But if you got that gray area license, then you're swimming. You're swimming in money.
Gray area. Is
Swimming
that
in
what you
feet.
have? Is that what you have, Malkeys? A gray area license?
Oh, well, why didn't you say so?
I'm not sure it's exactly a grey area, but I do sell drugs to the mortuary cults.
Oh, that's not gray. That's just
Yeah.
black market license.
Okay.
That's a little different.
Oh.
I
You have
think,
a black market license.
Yes.
yeah, I believe cutting people's feet off is a little greyer than the black market.
Wait, are giants people or monsters?
Now, that is a very deep philosophical question that I don't want to answer because if I do, I feel like I'm going to be guilty of manslaughter. So let's just not do that.
Okay, that's fair. I don't know what kind of potions I want. I don't know what kind of potions there are, if I'm being honest
Well,
with you.
You don't have to decide right away. This is a standing offer. And if you're an adventurer types that went around slaying demons like Andariel, well, there sure is a lot of strange, spooky stuff out in the desert. Chances are you'll need some support.
Mm-hmm. Caesar, can you think of any kind of potions you would need?
No, I don't. I mean, no.
Well, I'm not going to
Yes,
flash
we can
materialize them.
We can also keep this in mind and just come back later after we've looked through a catalogue, maybe.
I
I'm sure.
understand, but I just thought maybe people knew right now what they wanted.
No, I mean, I pretty much am flawless without the potions, so
Oh,
you
you're
know.
right.
The
Mm,
only thing I think would be interesting
Don't try to argue with her, please.
would be, like an enlarge potion.
Large
Yeah.
reduce or just
enlarging potion.
You shouldn't
Just
forget about
large.
your hitogram.
Yeah, you can't have that potion because then you wouldn't be a dwarf anymore. Then you would just be a person.
A very
Nice.
broad person.
Just be very tall, and I'd have really long arms and really strong muscles.
What about an oil of slipperiness?
That's not a potion. That is an oil.
I have a
Uh,
feeling that you and your character maker guy is really into things like grease. Is that right?
I do like grease. You might even notice I sound like another grease-related creature.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to need to get from you. I'm going to need
Mhm.
to get some slippery potions and some
Mhm.
enlarging potions. Anything
Mhm.
that helps with hardness for defense type thing. I think that's also going to be really helpful.
Dolgrim, do you?
Yes.
Is this a bit? I feel like this is a bit.
Yeah.
A bit of what?
A bit of tomfoolery. That's what it is.
comedy.
Yes, you're right. Although
Dolgrim,
they
I
are
did not
entering
know
a
you
bar,
had
so-
a sense of humor.
I can procure those though if you want to give get the order going.
No, just the enlarge potion would be helpful.
All right.
Just me
Wow.
bigger, hitting things harder, and or being hit harder.
I'll go to fill out the CSO requisition form then and make sure that we get everything sorted in the appropriate legal channels. Otherwise, the university kicks me out.
I'll take some of those slippery potions, though, if you've got them. Are
That's
they
horrifying.
Are they
Okay.
scented?
Do you want them to be scented?
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Are
What
they
type of
cherry
smell? What?
flavored?
What do you want them to be cherry flavored?
No, not cherry. Jeez.
You just said, do you want them cherry flavored, and now you say you don't.
I did not say cherry. The little goblin in the back is whispering cherry flavor.
Does she want a cherry flavored
I'm
potion?
not a goblin. That's very rude.
Do you want to be a goblin?
No.
We can make you a goblin for
No.
a day. See what it's like.
I will pass.
You sound just like me,
No.
except even more high-pitched and strange.
Are you a goblin?
I may have been at one point when I tried the goblin potion.
No.
Let me tell you, wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, thank you. I don't want to.
All right, you're welcome.
No, I don't. Okay. So
Yes,
you
in
want?
actuality, I will take 2 vials of whatever makes you slippery.
2 vials of oil of slipperiness. Okay. Now,
You look at me like that, not very, but there's many things you can do when things are slippery.
I don't know what you're talking about.
when they're slippery, they're also flammable.
Oh.
Wait, what kind of slippery potion is this?
Well,
Is
you
this
see
just-
that.
Is this just crude oil?
Well, we call it essence of slipperiness around here, but some people call it crude oil.
I'll take a few more of those if you got them then.
Okay. Like
Some for
I
drinking,
said,
some for throwing.
Yeah.
it'll be at cost, so it's not for free, but it's just at a discount. So I'll tell you what. Put me an order through. I'll prep it all together. I'll send an invoice to your place of residence, and then we'll come that way.
Yes, we're staying at the Masquerade. If anything, bills or invoices need to go anywhere.
Yeah, I figured you were. You work there, don't you?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. See, there you go.
And how would you know that, Lysander?
Because you're the fourth most fuckable face in Luca Lane. That's why. Everyone
Wait, when
talks
you
about
say-
it all the time.
When you say the fourth most fuckable face, do you mean actually his face?
Now, do you want your innocence ruined, or do you want me to lie? Because I can do both of these things.
But can you do them both at once? That's the real trick.
Yes.
Okay.
The lie is yes.
Okay.
I forget my question.
That's the whole point of this. Now, if you excuse me, I need to get back to work, and you need to get back to not being here. So off you go. I'll like I said, I'll send the invoice and a catalog, so you can see what's available and you can make your decisions, and then we'll get it all sorted out at once.
Catalog would be very helpful, thank you.
Okay.
Do we get freaking flyer points?
No.
Okay.
No.
I guess goodbye then, forever, or just for a couple of days, or I don't know.
Well, that depends. You're probably gonna want to pick up your Claude, or maybe I'll put him in a box and send him to you. Maybe he'll come with the potions. Oh, he'll be the delivery boy. Perfect. I don't have to pay someone for it.
I guess that's okay. You know what we have to do now?
Leave my shop?
Yes,
Shop? Leave my office?
I'm leaving the
Get
door
out.
right now.
Goodbye.
That's sad.
Why are we
Bye.
sad? What are we sad about?
We have
She's
to
sad
take
because
Mikhail
she-
to the ocean now.
Oh my god, we do. And Claude's not going to be there for it.
Sorry, Claude, but I promised Mikhail before I knew you, I think. No, that's not true. I just promised Mikhail before I liked you.
We kind of met him at about the same time.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we are at Horizon's University. We are already right at the ocean, pretty much.
Don't you think it's funny that they called it Horizon when they could have gone with like Horizon?
Horizon's a person.
Well,
You're not in this scene anymore. We are outside of your room. Go back.
Okay.
but like a Horizon when you're learning stuff, it sounds very inspirational.
It does, but maybe that's maybe Horizon was supposed to be Horizon, but his parents were not literate.
Oh.
Maybe it was just a misspelling that got stuck around for too long and then no one chose to change it.
Yeah, there you go, Mikhail.
Oh, maybe it was like a translation,
It could have been translation.
Okay, Mikhail, are you ready to go in the water now?
I have been ready for quite some time. I was waiting to see if you would actually do it.
Do you think I would lie to you, Mikhail? Come on.
Well, you don't know people. Some people they appear very nice and then they make promises and they don't happen. Some people appear to be horrible bastards and then they keep their word every time. You never know.
I mean, do I seem like a terrible bastard then?
You do not seem like a terrible bastard, no.
Well, see?
But
That's why
my-
we're going to the river. This river touches the ocean, right?
Well, all rivers technically touch the ocean, I believe, don't they?
I think
No.
that is what makes them a river.
Are you sure? Maybe the ones that only go from like lake to lake are called streams.
Maybe.
They're
I
called
don't know.
very disappointing rivers if they don't lead out to ocean.
Yes.
I meant to drain.
I
Yeah, I
only
think
know
all
about
rivers go
fire,
to
not
oceans.
water. What'd you say?
I'm pretty sure all rivers go to the ocean.
Okay,
Because
but like,
all lakes go to the ocean as well.
no.
Don't they? Because you have to they have to break out at some point, otherwise they would. I don't know. Whatever. Sorry, it's
I believe a lake is just a freshwater pool that does not enter the ocean. So
Then
rivers
what is a
can go
pond?
to. A pond is just a depressing lake. It's got frogs
Small.
in it and it's stagnant and all that stuff.
Okay.
Okay, that
I'm
may be
not
the
a-
difference.
You're not a waterologist. Yeah, that is-
Hey.
I was going to say, Mikhail, for being a being of water, you don't really know much about water other than the ocean, do you?
Well, I guess you could say I'm more of an ocean spirit than a water spirit, technically.
I mean, like you're made out of meat and stuff, and it's not like you're a doctor. You don't know everything about, being made out of, person.
You weren't a bird until a few moments ago.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, Michaela, I have a question for you.
What is it?
Okay, so like, can you get drunk?
Can I get...
Drunk?
No, I do not ingest alcohol.
Okay.
I
But what
could
the-
become alcohol, but it's just the water inside of it.
Oh, okay, so if we put you in a bowl and then poured some liquor into the bowl, you wouldn't be like, "Hello, I'm Mikhail and I'm drunk."
No, I do not process food and drink like you used to.
Okay. I was thinking, we could do like a quick oh, good luck on your journey drink. But if it's not going to even work, then what's the point?
If you want to do it just for a gesture, I'm more than happy to go along with it.
Okay. I hope everybody has a cup. I have some, I don't know, whiskey or something. They weren't very specific about this drink that I have. And she pulls out a little different, flasky doodle.
Oh. Which flasky doodle is this?
I don't know, just a flasky doodle. I'm making it up right here on the spot because I
Okay.
wanted to get Mikhail drunk.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that someone has... I think... Did you take all the alcohol casters from yonks ago, or was that someone else?
Probably. Yeah, I also have a bottle of normal wine still.
Oh, there we go. I have a mess kit which contains a cup.
I also do still have the goat flask.
Gold flask. Okay, everybody.
Okay, how about this? Come down to the water's edge. Let me out. I'll hang around for a bit. I can maybe sit with you and we can all share a drink. How's that sound?
Yay! I like it.
good.
And she starts skipping.
I am on board.
We didn't get to hang out last night because we were dealing with other stuff, vampire stuff and people, undead stuffs and falling out of the sky and stupid stuff.
That is quite all right. I understand. You're going to have a very interesting time with your little quest, that's for sure.
Either we will be alive or we will be dead. Okay, so we make it to the beach.
Cool. So the beach isn't sand, it's very built up. So there's marble steps that go down into the water. You can see other people are milling about, enjoying some of the refreshing waves of the riverbank in this hot weather. But you can definitely find a space where there's at least enough room for you all to not be shoulder to shoulder with other people.
I haven't seen that many beaches, but this is weird.
Well, it's by the river and we're in the city in the built-up area. Most rivers don't have a lot of sand anyway. It's rocks.
Yeah. Or just grass and dirt kind of holding desperately on as the water rushes by.
Pretty much, yeah.
See, that sounds more like a lake or a stream.
Are we still talking about bodies of water, you guys?
Oh my
We're
god.
literally just talking about the beach. Yes.
Put
Okay.
the water guy into the
Yeah.
water.
Speaking of bodies of water, it won't hurt if I dump you out, right?
No, not at all. We'll be
Okay,
just
she-
fine.
She makes it like a very flourishing motion of like holding it kind of above her head and like letting the water cascade into the river and knock over a bunch of stuff.
What?
Thorgrim's just gonna sort of take off his. You said so. There's no sand. You said right?
No, it's like
steps.
it's like in India, like the
Gotcha.
what's it called? I forget the name of the river, the big holy river that runs through like heart of Delhi.
Then Thorgrim's gonna take off his like shoes, so his step down on a couple of the steps, so his feet are in the water.
Hmm.
Just cooling and relaxing.
Yeah, I'm just preparing something quickly. Just give me a moment.
Sure. Thorgrim sort of looks out over the ocean and is like, well, it's not a bad place to live, I guess. Although I guess I don't know much about this man you speak to. I've seen him help us a couple times, but I've never heard the story of how you met him.
Okay, so I was about to do a speech anyway, sister. You can help me with it. Many moons ago, we were in
Many moons.
Many moons.
Also, real
we
quick,
were-
so have you put Mikhail into the water?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Many
Yep, keep going.
moons ago, we went to that house actually where we met you, the manor house,
That one house.
That one house, and we were trying to find out stuff about the house and the bad guy, the king in it, who is not a cool guy, and
Erotic.
yes,
The
and then we
Skeleton
went.
King.
This is very bad, and we should probably hurry up because he's probably going to get out soon. But anyway, we went outside, and there was a lake outside, and outside in this lake, there was a guy who talks like this, and that's Mikhail, and he said, "I've been stuck here for a while. How long were you stuck in that lake, Mikhail?"
There's no response.
Oh no, he ran away already.
Mikhail. Oh my god, is he dead or did he just go?
Why would he be dead? He's water, and you poured him into water.
But what if it was like a curse that he didn't know about, and if he ever returned home, he would just die or something?
But it
I
would
mean-
be the weirdest curse ever.
Well, I mean, I
Of
guess
course,
like.
that don't make sense, though, Grom. You just saw what we did with the bird guy.
Well, I mean, I guess like if you take like a cup of water, right, and you pour it into like a lake, and then you like dip the cup back into the lake, do you have the same cup of water?
Yes.
No, it's like different water in it now.
No, it's the same water.
It's all been
So-
it's all been mixed in together now.
Which
A
makes it the
voice-
same water.
A voice calls out from behind you, go, "This is a very strange way to express. I'm not actually quite sure what it is you're expressing, but as you turn, assuming this shows up, you see a man dressed like this.
Oh.
Hello.
And you're like,
Who are you? Are you Mikhail?
I could go by the name of Mikhail. That is correct.
It was a curse. Look, it was a curse.
It wasn't quite a curse, no. I was being entirely truthful. I wished to return to the sea, and returned to the sea I have, thanks to you and all of your friends.
Okay, but why you're beefy, and why do you have a regular person body now?
Hmm.
Why is it beefy?
It's
Why is
beef.
beefy? Why are you beefy?
How much do you know about Igorot?
Almost nothing.
Pretty much. I mean, we don't even come from like this here
World.
Yeah.
What's an
Well.
Igorot, Mikhail? Can we call you Mikhail still, or do you have a different name?
No, my name is still Mikhail. Igorot is a spiritual land far to the north of here. It is filled with many people that look much like I do, wearing traditional garb and paying respect to the 999 gods that make up our world.
Okay.
But the thing about Igorot and its particular attempts to protect the world from the forces that would see it ruin, it doesn't get out very much, and sometimes people need to experience more. And I would argue that that is very true of the gods they worship, just as much as it is the monks. Would you not say so?
I think so, yes.
Okay, I get it. So you're like one of the 999 gods.
He flashes a grin at you and goes, "No, I did not say that. You did."
How did you end up
Okay.
in that lake, Mikhail?
I was a little bit curious, and I may perhaps let my curiosity get the better of me, and I was stuck. a little embarrassing. I'm sure many will find it quite humorous when I return to Igorot, but for now, I am back. I am able to return across the waves to my home, and I figured it would be appropriate to spend a little bit of time with you before we leave. And maybe leave you with a gift as a token of my appreciation.
Oh, I do like gifts.
It's very kind of you.
I was especially considering you're going to be going up against quite the forces. I have not seen much of the forces of hell in my time. I have been adjacent to them, but I usually avoided Igorot over their 10 years into the mortal world. But it does seem to me like their machinations are in full swing, and it's only going to be a matter of time before this little storm you have here is going to grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So if there is something that I might be able to do, maybe convince some of our companions to lend you some aid, I'll be more than happy to do so, and bet on your behalf, I think is the term.
That's very nice. Hey, Mikhail, can I ask you a silly question?
Of course, what would you like?
Now that you're not melty in water, can I give you a hug?
Of course, come here.
Yay! Give me
Get a
a hug. Yay, I'm so happy! And she pats him on the shoulder. I really thought you were just going to turn into water and go away, but this is better, I think.
That would be very anticlimactic and would not make for a great tale, so I do not think that I should do that.
Do you still want to have a drink? I don't know if you will like this because you're oh god, but you know.
Well, as I said, you got to experience things and broaden your horizons, so sure. I'll try some of your whiskey, was it?
I hope so.
You hope it is ground whiskey. Okay, well, not the first time I've had ground whiskey before, so let's try it.
You know, when somebody's like, oh, you sure are pretty, here, have some whiskey, and you just take it, you know, you can't trust them.
I do not know that, no, so I'm glad you're not calling me pretty and then giving me whiskey, otherwise I would have to decline.
It'd be very strange.
It would be very strange.
But she holds up the little flasky flask and offers it to whoever wants to risk it.
Alright. Well, Micaiah will down a couple of gulps that are big afterwards and hand it off to whoever wants to try it next.
Yeah, Thulgrim will.
Yeah, Veracio will.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. Everybody have a sip. It's a party, a very small party, but still a party.
Cool. And with that, a couple of, like maybe an hour or two will pass as you spend some time on the banks of the river, just talking and socializing and actually getting a chance to relax a little bit. Before I time skip on, I'll ask, does anyone want to say anything or express anything, or are we all good to...
No, Thulgrim doesn't really know Mikhail that well, or, I only saw a couple times. So he probably wouldn't just listen to the conversations that are happening and sort of learn what he had done. But other than that, no.
Oh, actually, Mikhail, I have a question.
Of course. What question do you have, mighty warrior?
Oh, thank you very much. No, okay, so when we were in the temple, we had that puzzle where it's like you have to be blind to see the truth, and then we're like, hey, Mikhail, are you blind? And you were like, yes, I am blind, and I can see the truth, and
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, are you still blind in your, person body?
Technically, no. Are you familiar with the, what's it called? Homunculus? The term of a homunculus?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, you got one, yes. What about you, Malkis? Do you know what a homunculus is?
I'm aware of the principle, but not really the execution, I suppose.
Well, it is something similar to that. It is not quite... How do you say? The priests of Rathmar are very big on the utilization of homunculus and flesh crafting, but with us, not so much. This is more of a, a very convincing illusion.
Oh.
Oh,
I
so
definitely
it's
touched you.
It's very convincing.
Yeah.
So it's like a body, but you made it up.
It's like a very convincing rapper, shall we say.
Okay.
So you are physical. Are you physical? Because a homunculus is usually a physical being, is it not?
It is a physical shell, yes, that is then
Yes.
inhabited by something. A number of necromancers who have a spare body that they can move to and let their counter break down so they can quickly escape a situation. That is something I remember from my times in the eastern jungles.
That is an amazing way to live, I guess.
It's
Is that-
amazing. Amazing is one word for it. I find it a little abhorrent personally, but it is a different culture, so I shall respect it.
Wait, but you are the homunculus, is what you're saying, correct?
That is correct, but I did not have a body to begin with. The fact that you are committing what is essentially suicide and then reforming yourself elsewhere is very strange to me. But necromancers of the eastern jungles have a very different view on life and death and what a body is and what it isn't, so that's just how they are.
Yeah.
So, how did you get stuck in the wrapper that's made of water?
I didn't get stuck in this. You put me back into the ocean, or the river. It's close enough to the ocean. And I didn't want to simply just wave up at you like some little flappy waves. I wanted to do something a little different.
Okay.
I've not had a
Okay.
chance. I've not had the chance to really flex my muscles in quite some time. Being stuck so far away from a large body of water has been very draining.
Okay.
You get it? I'm glad someone did.
Okay, that makes sense. So you actually are like a water type guy. You just put on this sort of skin wrapper to hang out.
That would be one way to look at it. That is correct. And if I am going to be so bold and maybe a little sacrilegious to my dear monks back home, one man's god is another man's spirit, is another man's creature. It's all a matter of perception, yes?
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
So did you go to a lot of places before you got stuck in that lake?
I traveled a fair bit, mostly around the east, though, in the eastern jungles. It's a lot wetter. It's a lot
Yeah.
easier. Yes, it's a lot easier to move. It was very beautiful, but that was quite some time ago. And if how it has been here is anything to go by, I suspect that the further east you get, the worse the demonic influence gets. So it saddens me to think about what may have happened to Kurast and Travancore, but such is the way of the world, I suppose.
Can you be Rain?
I could be Rain.
Huh. What's that?
Is there a... It's very disorienting. I'll put it that way. It's the same with being a cloud. How do you say this? You become something else. It's like a transition from one form to the next, from one being to another. You might as well change your name because you are a different entity entirely. You understand?
Oh, is that why you said yes? I could be called Mikhail.
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
Existence is fluid. You understand?
That's so very interesting.
Many of the different gods of the lands have very different life cycles and experiences. This is a very magical world. It's just a shame that it has suffered so much pain over such many years of existence.
Okay. Neat.
I could come up with like 50 more terrible questions to ask you, but I think I'm going to spare everyone that. So, unless anybody else has anything.
No, I don't.
All right, well, before you leave, a gift for you, Netvari.
For me?
For you specifically. You're the one that carried me, and you're the one that suggested the idea of getting me out of the pond, so it seems appropriate.
Okay.
And he offers to you a thin chained necklace, and I'll link you what is on the end.
Fancy.
Where were you hiding this?
He winks at you in response.
That is not an answer. You are water, and that was a very small water skin. I think we would have heard it jangling around in there.
You need to think a little less, Milky.
No.
What is it just pretty? There's like eyeballs on it and stuff.
They are symbols of Igorot and a symbol of Yitar, the king of the gods. So, you might have gotten used to her particular talents from me being able to lend my spells to you, or lend my power.
Yeah.
Maybe this will let you maintain that.
Oh, that's very kind of you, Mikhail. Thank you.
Now, I will say, if you are in a dire situation, and I mean a dire situation, you can shatter the symbol in the middle, push your thumb through it. You will lose your power, but it will save you from whatever issue you are stuck in. You understand?
Okay.
Or rather, I will do my best to save you from whatever issue you are stuck in. If you are off punching the Lord of Hatred in the mouth, I cannot make any guarantees.
That's fair.
And do try to be near water.
Oh, yes. Just make it easier on you so you don't have to turn into a cloud and stuff.
Turning into a cloud to save you from certain death might be a little difficult. That is correct. I cannot guarantee results.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, she throws that on like immediately. Like, I have a new piece of jewelry.
All right, and if you can add it to your inventory, I'll populate it with stats later.
Sure. What do you want it called? Necklace of Igorot?
Glyph of Igorot is fine, yeah.
Glyph? Okay.
With that, he'll clap his hands together and goes, all right, I should away. Yitar no doubt demands my presence after being away for so long. And I wish you all the best of luck on your journey, heroes. Unfortunately, you are going to need it.
If you get stuck again, then you can send me a message. I'll come and get you, okay?
I will do my best to keep in touch. How about that?
Sounds good.
All right, you'll take care. And with that, he'll squat a couple of times and then do a dolphin dive into the water and just maybe be gone.
That is pretty cool.
I'm going to miss that guy. He's a nice guy.
I was like, that's a pretty amazing trick he can do.
I will miss him, but also it's nice that he got to be free. I'm feeling pretty good, you guys. How about you?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's because I did a good deed or if I'm a little bit tipsy though.
It's just the one drink, right?
How often do I drink though, Mikhail? It's not very much.
My name is not Mikhail. You must be drunk.
Malkis, I'm sorry.
Melkale.
Mikhail.
So that then begs the question.
Comes out tomorrow with a big fake beard on.
Oh no. That begs the question as to where next? What is your next move?
So I think that we were going to be investigating the pieces of the Staff of Kings in the city, and then starting to look into like the location of the tomb of what's his name? You know, the tomb, the place. Tal Russia. Okay, yeah. So I think that we need to look into the Staff of the Kings and the tomb of Tal Russia, so that we can get to the tomb of Tal Russia and then go inside and be like, "Hey, Aidan, you're a bad guy," and he'll be like, "Oh no, Veraciel, you're so strong and beautiful."
And then you guys start like fighting each other and getting all like hot and sweaty. Sorry, I'm wrong idea. It's the alcohol's talking. It's the alcohol. There's something wrong with that alcohol.
Yeah, apparently that. I mean, I guess we could maybe go and be like, "Hey, Mr. Casino Man, can we please have your piece of the Staff of Kings? We're the heroes."
I'm pretty sure they told us that we could try and win it. They are not going to just freely give it to us, no matter how much we tell them we are saving the world. And there is no money in saving the world.
I mean, there's no money if there's no world, right? Oh my god, maybe. Oh, okay, I know, we can go. Okay, all right. here's the idea. We are going to go to the casino and be like, hey, we are going to gamble for the staff of the kings. And they'll be like, what do you have to gamble against? And then you are going to be like, the patent for the ice tank.
Oh my god.
That's a big call there, buddy. I don't know.
What if instead we bid Claude Dubois? He's not here.
Are we allowed to do that?
No, let's not do Claude Dubois. Let's do Marquise's father, because that's like, his revenge.
Yeah, but are we allowed to do that? And also, he's not worth very much.
They don't
No,
do that.
we're not.
He's also not here.
What if we bet Malkis himself? He is top 5 fuckable.
He might become top 3. I say we go and we talk to them and we find what they, whoever they are running it, want for it.
Yes, what the actual ante would be, instead of just showing up with all manner of garbage, including myself, that they may not want.
My guess is that they will want a way to, they will probably want a way to make money off of whatever it is we do. So either take a lot from us, or make us do something that will return them a lot of money.
Yes, the other problem I'm thinking of just now is they also take the souls out of debtors and may enslave them. So
we can't lose.
We may very well be betting our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Well, regardless, we needed the staff of the kings. I mean, that's right, isn't it? Because we needed to open the tomb. Yeah.
Who was it that told us a piece of it was there?
I am not sure.
Was it Alzahad?
Guys, we have bad memories.
Al Hakan.
Ah, okay. He's
So-
a vampire guy, right?
Yeah, he's a vampire guy.
Yeah.
So a couple of other parts that was sort of suggested out to you was now that you have the permit to enter the inner ring of the city to visit Drognan being the Vajiri mage that saved you from the Temple Guardians.
Anubises.
Yep, that's the
I
one.
wasn't sure what the timetable on that was. 'Cause he was just like, I'll be there in a couple of days, and I think it's only been
It's
just
been
like a day or two, right?
Yeah, well, it's been a couple of days.
And do we have anything we want to do, like, with the whole Radamant situation with the undead summoner guy? Like, do we want to return his body to Ahakan, or do we just leave that how it is?
Because you've given the body over to the Zakarum. You still have the tattoos from his skin that's been pulled off. The Zakarum Church the Zakarum exiles have taken this positively and are no doubt going to reward you before long. But if you do not do something to appease Alakan, you will have essentially picked where your loyalties lie, and you'll have to live with whatever happens next.
We
Maybe we should.
say we have the skin, and we also have. Or wait, did we return all the jewelry and armor and type to the mortuary?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was returned to the mortuary cult.
those were.
Return.
Yeah, those definitely belong to the mortuary cult, so I thought that was a good show to give them that, but the marks were
Gotcha.
corrupted, so I thought bringing those to somewhere else might have been
So do we want
worthwhile.
to try and get the body back from Zakarum to hand it over to Alakan, or just give him, like, the tattoos, or...
I don't imagine breaking back into the mortuary cult and trying to take the body back would be a good
Mortuary
idea.
cult does not have the body, the Zakarum.
The Zakarum,
that
yeah.
place does.
Yeah, go to the church and ask them for the body. Because I think I mentioned, I think Fulgrim said that they could look over it, but we might need the body back. I'm not 100% sure.
If you want to say that's what you said, that's totally fine with me.
Because I know we had taken it there specifically to talk to it, to ask it the questions, which
Yeah.
may or may not have gotten us anything. But yeah, I don't know. I think if the tattoos, the flayed flesh, will be enough for the guy, then I say we do that. And that way we sort of keep, that's 3 of the main groups sort of happy with us. And
I mean, that's if he's happy with just the evidence of the tattoo.
yeah.
It's pretty much what he was looking for.
Well, I mean, he may have been.
Also, Claude did turn the body
it-
into paste, so...
Yeah, I was saying it is the only direct evidence we could.
Well,
Yeah.
why don't we take him this and say that it came from the guy, but that the Zakarum people have the body right now, but we could get it if he thinks he needs it too.
No, that's very wise, yeah. So yes, we can take. We'll head back with just the tattoos, and then if he specifically wants the body itself, I can go back and talk to the Zakarum exiles.
That works. Yeah, I think that's a good plan, and then we'll... Okay, yeah, cool. We will go talk to Mr. Al-Hakan and be like, hello, sorry, we only got you some skin. The body was kind of dropped from, like, 1 billion feet up in space, air, and turned into, like, soft paste.
Hello?
We do.
It's Twaduba. I'm so sorry. I would have turned on my camera in just one moment. I apologize.
Do we want to take a quick break, actually?
We can just trying to remember where we are at the water's edge near the church. Okay.
Yep.
Sorry, I was just looking at the map and
I've got the Gua token down to show where you guys are.
All right, Vash.
You have free
Yeah.
reign throughout anywhere in the city, minus obviously going to the Sultan's palace.
All right, so I'm just going to quickly catch you up, Vash. We put Mikhail back in the water, and he turned out to be totally buff.
Okay.
He also turned out to be a god.
A god.
well,
One
a
of the
godlike
99
thing.
gods. Yeah.
999.
Kill 6 billion demons.
It's done.
Bye.
I had enough.
Anyone else read that?
A god.
I think
Yes.
Ro. Yeah, kill 6 billion demons is awesome.
I like it. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's by if anybody who hasn't read it, it's by the same people who. It's the same illustrator for
Lancer.
Lancer. Yeah, thank you. It's completely brain farted.
It's all good. Well,
I am
well, then
sorry.
how about we make our way down to the house of Al Hakim. Hakan, sorry.
Al Hakan.
Like my horrible mustache. I'm Claude the mustache today.
Yeah, you clawed the mustache. Look, you go.
Oh my god, I need to shave so bad. This is what 2 weeks of moving looks like. This is what it does to you. You grow a mustache, become a man.
You look like a little man.
Hello.
Oh my god. Cease.
and
Hey.
we should grab lunch on our way back through. I have no idea what time it is, but I'm guessing it's
I'd
middle
say
of
it's
the day.
relatively late in the day.
Everyone, or did he go help an old lady move her house? What happened there?
He technically got held behind so they could look him over and make sure he didn't have any like lingering evil demons hanging around in him.
Makes sense.
So he was gonna get he was gonna be deliver some things when they let him go. He's gonna bring a small order of oil to Malki.
A what?
Slippery potions, they call
Slippery
them.
potions. Malky wants lube, and Tolgrim wants Viagra.
It'll also be when you get your rapier swapped out for your arcane grimoire.
Is it okay? You just let me know when to hop in, and I will hop in.
Listen, Malki wanted massage oil and oil to throw in the ground and make enemies slip. Okay, they can be useful for 2 things.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do
Massage
Tolgrim wanted
oil.
an embiggening
Yeah.
potion.
for getting massaged.
Yeah,
Misagid.
you ever had a massage? Massage? It's nice.
I love
I have.
Misagi.
I haven't, but I give people massages and they love them. So
Misagi.
Do you want me to do divination rolls to see?
Honestly, yeah, do divination rolls just to load them up so you have them on hand.
Yes, well then we'll get an early dinner as we walk back to the house.
And then Al Hakan? Yeah?
Yes. That's what I said?
Okay, I was just
So
making sure I was adjusting stuff.
Oh, sorry. So yes, we'll grab some street food as we have for our dinner as we head back to
Get some street meat.
Mr. Al-Han.
Oh, you okay?
So you're going
the
to go
house
straight
was
to
Al
Al Hakan's.
And
Okay.
we can cut
at
through the
Al-Hakan's
middle
and then
now,
we'll straight.
right?
You can, yes.
Yeah.
So it's worth noting that as you go through the central district, there is a much more military presence here than anywhere else in the city. Which is to say, rather than having mercenaries and random guards all over the place, the Janissaries are actually out in force here. They're on the city street corners. They're talking with passing noblemen. They're being present. They're doing normal sort of Janissary things. You'll also notice that there is a large detachment at the palace, blocking off the gates in and essentially locking the entire area down.
But that's normal, right? Like we've been told that's been going on for a while now, right? Since the undead uprising.
It's been going on since the undead uprising, yes. And what's been told is that when the undead rose up, the Janissaries retreated back to the more central districts and sort of fortified the presence there. And the Sultan then started investing into mercenary groups to start manning the city guard around the rest of the city. So it's normal for the current circumstances, but overall, it's certainly a break from the norm. But having undead attacking in the streets is also a break from the norm. So that's the justification that's used.
Makes sense. Well, we should probably try and be quick about our steps so that we are not found during the night with the undead.
Before we move that way,
Mhm.
before we go to Al Hakan's, do we want to check on Claude and see if he can come with us now, or do we just say screw it?
I thought Lysander said he would send him once the potions were ready.
I
but
can't
you know.
fly anymore.
They could be ready now for all we know, you know. I don't know, it's just a thought, we don't have to.
You have message, don't you?
Yes, but they're not very far, I think, messages. It's not like,
Wait. Could I just appear?
Yeah.
How
Can
would
I
you
just
appear?
use the dimension doors to appear? Hello!
Sure, if you want.
yeah, message is 120 feet, and I think I have to be able to see the person. Or at least know that where they are. Yeah, I think you're thinking of sending.
That's probably it.
I think I have
What?
another teleport.
Say once again, are you teleporting in this city that does not allow teleporting?
I am relocating tactfully.
You're supposed to be
same
smarter
clone.
now. I'll be right.
Same old Claude de Bois.
Claude the bird.
I mean, if no one sees me, did I teleport?
Yes.
If a teleport falls in the woods, then no
I
one
will
hears
know.
it.
This is the central district with armed military all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and they're in the
Heaviest
middle.
of the
They're in the
guards.
middle of a road.
So can I just walk in?
I'd say it would make more sense just to walk up rather than.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, it would make sense to teleport as well, but there will be action. There'll be consequences for your actions
Walking in?
if you were to use teleport.
No, we're
But
not.
if you
I
just walk
need
out
that.
as
What if I need that? What if I have to kill someone? So okay.
Exactly.
What if I suggestion them through the portal?
It's not a portal. We've been over this. You got
It's
you
my portal.
teleport.
I'm a good enough wizard. It's a portal. Okay, I guess I'll wait for Natwari and then I will look up. With arms full of random potions.
No, you don't have to. It might not be ready yet, but you can just show
No,
up.
I will have
No.
them.
No, they won't be ready yet.
They're all in a sack. He doesn't know what's what. They're not labeled, and he just goes, "I think these are yours."
Less helpful.
but very clawed.
Ugh.
Yeah, so we'll just... I mean, I think if we told Lysander where we would be, we can get to the place and you can meet us at the place. That makes sense.
Works
Yeah, I'd say-
for me.
For simplicity's sake, it's more than fine for you to convene when you reach whichever destination you choose to reach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys let me know when
Al-Hakan.
you're there, and I will appear.
Then mostly that's just sort of some walking time. And as Thulgrim says to grab dinner, Thulgrim very interested in food.
Grabbing some
Oh.
street meat.
One thing. Before I go,
Mhm.
I'd like to do that. Forgot about that. I
Mage
don't
armor.
know how it works, but I know it's good.
So
but I
mage
think-
armor only lasts an hour, I think. So
Oh,
you
8
put it
hours.
on you
It's 8.
8 hours. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure. If you want to apply it yourself, feel free.
Yep.
So it'll just add +3 to your AC.
So wait, +3?
It's 13 plus your dex,
Oh, okay.
which would have been just 10 plus your dex prior to the casting of the spell.
My dex is 18, so +4, so 4 plus 13.
Mhm.
You got 17 AC.
Whoa, I'm row.
Why do you have such high dexterity?
I am dexterous. I don't know.
I mean, usually
have-
dexterity is a wizard's dump stat, that or charisma.
Yeah, no, I have 12 charisma, 15 wisdom, 20 int, 15 con, 18 dex, 8 strength. I'm still very weak.
You got the rolls.
Mm-hmm.
You rolled quite well.
I rolled very well.
No.
Well, my int was because we used the traits to like get up
Yeah.
to the 20. I'm just gonna write down that I have 17 AC.
Yeah, +3.
Does Al-Hakan let us in? Is he home when we get there?
One moment. Let's just get
Okay.
the things up.
Sure. And Malkis, would you be the one to? Were you carrying the tattooed skin, or? So I know you would cut it.
I think we put it in the bag of holding. We had a bag of holding, didn't we?
I
I
think
believe so.
maybe.
I don't think we did. I think we could
Yeah,
have
he's-
had one because of Claude, but Claude no longer can make that.
Right. Then yeah, I guess
Uh,
Bucky just has it in his pack, like
And a
rolled up
bag.
and in a bag, yeah.
I
And
was
in
like,
a bag.
wait. So everything that was in the bag of holding,
It would have
soon as-
exploded out.
yeah. As soon as the artificer lost that, everything would have gone away. But theoretically, depending on if he knew he was going to lose it or not. You want to play some really mean rules, we would have just lost all of the stuff in the bag of holding.
No, I'd just say that it was. It was.
I
very,
never made the bag of holding, so we never had one to begin with. I never made one. Like I could, it was an option, but we never did it.
Okay.
So there was nothing in it. There was no bag of holding ever.
Gotcha. Okay. Then I guess Malkis just has it in a normal bag.
Got it rolled up and yeah, I think he put like parchment under it so it like wouldn't like stick together when he rolled it, like butcher's paper.
Also, there's a cool thing in D&D Beyond that you can, or whatever this is, that you can
Found it.
change your AC with just, it'll auto-calculate it for mage armor, and I just did that. That's really cool, okay.
yeah, there you go.
Cool.
So as you arrive. Oh, that's what you're eating in game. Like, here you go. Yeah, there's all manner of like Arabic, Middle Eastern street food to choose from. So go nuts. But eventually you'll
But
arrive at.
Anton, what about those salted peas?
There's plenty of salted peas as well. Or as many salted peas as you could hope for. Salted, dried, and only the finest opium.
I say, what about those other salted peas, quote unquote?
From across the road from Elzix's fucking bar, yeah.
Yep.
You want to get the peas?
No.
It was opium. He was like, they're selling peas over there. Alki was like, that's a drug den.
Is it what I said, eh?
Yeah, Alki's just gonna be a drug dealer in Luke later.
You arrive at Al Hakan's manor. And yeah, the guards do let you in. They're expecting you. You are welcomed into the foyer, and much like before, you are sat down on the chairs that you're waiting at, by this time with less Denitra-themed characters around.
No.
And after a brief silence, you hear the click-clack of footsteps above you as Ahmed Al Hakan comes down the stairs. And says, I hear you've been very busy little boys and girls. What have you got for me?
Unfortunately, we don't have a body, but I was able to get this off of the body. And he'll roll out the flayed skin with the cold tattoo, the mortuary tattoos on it.
Yeah, Al Hakan raises a brow at that, but we'll come over and he reaches out with the because one of his hands looks completely normal. The other hand is all blackened and gnarled and covered in sort of corrupted flesh. He reaches out and grabs
This was from one of this was from a undead that was giving orders, as it were.
Giving orders. Do you wish to expand on that, or?
Well, it did a little
And as
digging.
he says that, read over, he'll take the skin off you as you speak and unfurl it and read over the runes.
Yeah. Apparently, the corpse was pilfered from an ancient ruin dedicated to old heroes.
Erotic heroes.
Erotic heroes, yes.
Yes.
Erotic heroes, yes.
No, that's
not
something
quite.
we're doing later.
Oh.
Thulgrim and I,
What?
erotic heroes.
No one told me.
You were getting... They were doing the bomb test to make sure you didn't have any evil hiding in your bomb still.
The what?
So yeah, this
the
guy...
bomb test?
Yeah, the bomb test, yes.
That's when you lick a finger and stick up your bum, make sure you're evil or not.
How do you know? What's the indicator?
Bomb tests aside, focus.
Okay, so this guy was a hero and he was not supposed to have been risen by the mortuary cult. Was very, very against the rules. So even though he is having some indicator that he was perhaps in the mortuary cult at some point, I don't think it was the mortuary cult who is raising them.
What happened to the body? Where did it go?
We took it to the Zacharin Exiles to
Why?
Ask it some questions, see if they had a person there who would enable us to speak with the body.
He roll the skin up again, hold it in a sort of scroll, and sort of then pushes his fist against his cheek as he thinks for him. Did the body say anything useful at the very least?
It did.
It said many things useful, actually.
Can you define what useful things it said?
I don't think any of it was useful to you, because you wanted proof that the mortuary cult were the ones that were doing this, right?
I wanted evidence that could suggest the mortuary cult was doing this.
Well,
Very different things.
As far as we found, it is not the mortuary cult who is doing this, actually, so...
No, which is both troubling and relieving at the same time.
We can tell you what we did find.
Well, share with me. What did you find?
Okay, are you familiar with the name Prince Aidan?
Vaguely. He's one of those Gandoris dogs, is he not?
Yeah, well, I don't think he's a dog. I'm pretty sure he's just a person, but yes.
Dead pansy. Okay, fair enough. Carry on.
So, I guess Candoras had a thing happening some a little while ago where they like had, Diablo, the king of the hells and stuff, being troublemaking and so on. Anyway, so I guess Prince Aidan, something happened and Prince Aidan put a magic rock in his own head and became Diablo, kind of, maybe a little bit.
As you're saying that, like, that very, like, instantly captures Ahmed's attention. He's like, how did you find this? What?
Well, we saw visions of it, and also...
Vision? Do you want to explain the visions a bit? Did you eat some mushrooms and start experiencing this, or what exactly do you mean?
Hey, hold on. Maybe you could be a little nicer, because we don't have to tell you this information, and we're still sharing it with you very openly, so like...
It is because this is a very serious situation if it is true.
Okay, well, we will tell you. Okay, so listen, my sister and I happen to have some magical things with us, we call them, magic items, because they're items that are magic. She has a mirror that lets her see the events of the past. When we killed the undead, my sister used the mirror and to look into his past to see who raised him. So she got to see the person being raised by Prince Aidan with the rock in his face.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I also have then an orb of scrying, and because my sister had seen the man, she knows what he looks like, and I hand it to her, and I'm like, okay, scry him, and she does, and we saw Prince Aidan. He's in the desert.
How recent is this? Just yesterday?
Just yesterday. He's in the desert, and you know what? More than that, he is trying to get into the tomb of Tal Rasha, and he needs the Staff of Kings to do that.
Well,
he's attempting to find Baal.
A friend.
Yes,
The-
that is
the
what
other
he's
one.
doing. What do you say, Claude Dubois?
He had the friend.
Oh, he's not important. Or maybe he is,
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't. Well,
What's his friend's
Friends?
name?
No.
Anyway.
I think he was sleeping.
This is all
Maybe.
important. Do you
His
want
friend
to...
he's traveling with a man named Marius.
That's it.
Hmm.
But he's like
Okay.
always high on opium.
Yeah, he's. I don't think he is very important. He is like, from what I can tell, he keeps Marius around just so he has someone to kind of like talk to. But
A pet.
Marius,
Malkeith,
yeah, ooh, that's a good comparison.
Malkeith just kind of is like, how many opium dens are there in the city?
Oh,
Well-
that's a good point.
Approximately a dozen I can think of. Most of them are in the Granite District. There are a couple in the Aquamarine District where we are now. I am not a fan of opium. I try to keep it out of my district, but I cannot
But-
control it all.
So,
If they're in
so
the
If his
city,
friend
they'd
is-
be-
Yeah, if his friend is after opium, then we could check those.
well, maybe his friend. Okay, well, his friend is the one who raised the necromancer who we fought. And the thing is, when we brought him to the Zakarum, because we were like, the Zakarum are holy people. They have the ability to speak with the spirits of the dead, and they did. And one of the things that we found out is that the whole purpose of these undead being raised to fight you is to keep the people of the city distracted.
Yes. Because like you
Because-
said, they're trying to get to the Baal.
Yeah, they're trying to get to Baal. And as far as I know, Baal is also in their magic rock. So maybe he's going to take the rock and put it into Marius's head. I don't know.
Oh,
So
no.
as you're talking, Alakan goes over to like the throne at the back of the room and sort of like sits down. He places his staff down, like pinches the bridge of his nose just while he keeps speaking. Like, they're probably not going to try and take the rock from Tal Rasha and put it into Marius. They're just going to remove the rock from Tal Rasha. That's all they need to do. Do you understand what Tal Rasha is? Do you know anything about what is probably going to happen now?
Yes.
Going to release hell on earth?
Yes.
Baal is gonna come back.
Tal Rasha was the most powerful mage in history. In over 1,000 years, in written record. He was a return to form from the ancient times when the Vajiri ruled the lands.
Well, he hasn't met me, and I'm quite good at what I do.
What he gave his mind and his body to contain the demon Baal within him. If that stone is removed, the demon is no longer contained. It is now going to be piloting the most powerful human mage in history, and the pilot is the being of destruction, the Lord of Destruction. That is why I am trying to make sure I am understanding this properly, because it is a very grave situation if it is true.
We agree. It is a pretty grave situation, which is why we've gone around the city trying to find more information before we came back to you.
Okay. I apologize for my rough responses at first. I was letting emotions run my head. That is on me. So
It's
this
okay.
is what,
I mean, you know, it
So-
happens.
so plans. Okay, so there's been this petty conflict between myself and the Vizieri for centuries. It needs to be set aside. It cannot carry on. The Vizieri will no doubt understand, and I'm hoping that we can both stop playing cutthroat with one another and just let things lie to face a greater evil. Do you know Drognan? You know Drognan, the
Yes.
what's his? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Speak to him, explain what is happening, get him to meet me in a neutral location, and we can have a nice conversation. Genuinely a nice conversation. The
Okay.
Zakarum outcasts, they are stepping away from the church. They will be useful assets as well. Leave the body with them. Give them good faith. If whatever they want to do with it, that's fine. They deserve to gain a bit of power. That can be an olive branch, an offering. We're going to
Do
need
you
to
want us
establish-
to have one of their representatives come to your meeting?
If they are willing to send somebody, sure. They are not
Okay.
exactly a fan of myself or the Vizieri, so I would not be expecting them to come, but
I mean, you're better than, the masses of hell and stuff.
better than the Lords of Hell. Yes, that is true.
Now, I also did return jewelry belonging to the dead man to the mortuary cult, so they are aware that somebody has been possibly pilfering the heroes of the.
Yes, that's how
The
we learned
Herodra.
who he was.
Right.
They wouldn't tell us
I could, so they are aware of things like this happening. I could see if they would be willing to offer assistance as well.
My concern is I personally believe that the cult has already been compromised by the forces of hell.
Oh, you didn't say that before.
Because I didn't think that the forces of hell were on the move to quite this degree, but now I'm making 2 and 2 make 4. You understand that?
Yes, but we did tell you what we were doing before.
Yes.
It's kind of...
Again, sorry for being harsh, sorry for being rough. The context is the mortuary cult for a very long time has been trying to consolidate power. In the past few months, that changed very quickly. They went from consolidation to seizing the throne, to putting the Sultan under house arrest, to doing all these sorts of things in the center of the city. These were sorts of things that I thought were not important. They were simple background politics. The usual sorts of things that happen in Lut Galen. It was not relevant to our conversations. But it is very clear now that it is relevant to our conversations.
If you think that the mortuary cult has been taken over, or at least has a mold from the forces of hell, and they are handling the palace in the middle. You know how we were talking about the portal underneath the palace before?
Yes,
Do you think it's more relevant than we thought in the first place?
potentially. And I think it is even more important we speak with Drogden about that.
We were able to walk through the middle district on our way back to see you, and there are a lot of troops there. You probably know that already, but they look like they're getting ready for something, and if all of the troops are there, it sort of makes sense that someone is controlling the middle and trying to keep other people out.
So here's my concern there. There are a lot less Janissaries than there were a month ago. They are actively dying, and no one seems to be reporting it.
Oh,
Oh, that's not
Isn't
good.
that good?
That's not. There are no bodies. There is no conflict. But people are disappearing. A lot of people. It'll take long before they run out of people, and I wonder what happens after that.
Where would they put them if
The
when they do die?
The only place that they can go, where either myself or the mourners do not have eyes, is inside the palace itself.
If there's no bodies, also it'll lead credence to there is something below the castle.
Is there a way?
Taking these men.
Is there a way to look inside?
Do we know anyone personally inside the castle who could use the scrying mirror, the scrying orb?
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't. I mean, I know of the Sultan, but
Well, just like to sneak in.
Well, we have seen the Sultan before, haven't we?
no.
Oh, yes, we have.
We did
Oh,
when
from
we
the
first came
balcony?
here.
Yeah.
Man, that was
Okay.
like we were on the ground and he was several stories high.
But we still saw him. I mean, that's a start. I mean, that's enough to scry. It's not a very strong connection, but the crystal orb will work that way.
It's a possibility.
Okay,
Alternatively, could just break in.
Yeah,
that also could work, but I don't want to have to fight and kill a billion Janissaries and then fight them again because now they're undead.
We just sneak in and but we don't.
It is a backup plan. Backup.
Okay.
How many of us are sneaky, by the way?
Me?
Are you?
Quite so. Yes.
In the
Now I
past-
am. I wasn't. I am now.
If you notice, Malkis, he no longer talks like this, so he's probably much sneakier.
Yeah, Malky.
Just change of voice doesn't necessarily change.
I think in the case of
ham-footedness.
Claude Dubois it does, though, don't you think? Just a little, Malkis.
I'll
Just
reserve my
give
judgment
me-
till I see it.
Yeah, we'll go on a stealth mission, you and me, Malkeys.
Okay.
I hate
Okay.
this sentence.
I'm definitely not sneaky, though. I'm a very tall lady and I'm on fire a lot.
Let's roll it back a couple of pegs. Let us define our objectives. What are our goals?
Well,
Fine.
we need to find the Staff of Kings. We need to keep
Okay.
them from getting
Why?
into the tomb, because we don't... What? That's why.
Yeah, I'm building from the high strategic level down. Ultimate high strategic goal. What is that? Stopping Baal and Diablo. Yes?
Mhm.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
So step below that. That is the Staff of Kings. Staff of Kings will be the tool into which to get into Baal's tomb, or Dalrash's tomb, assuming it has not already been opened.
Yes.
Mhm. And then stopping Prince Aidan.
Stopping Prince Aidan. I do not have the knowledge on Erotic rituals. Drognin will understand that better, or have contacts with which he can speak to.
I wish I could just talk to him.
Well, we could also sneak in and see where the Janissaries are going.
It wasn't Deckard Kane meant to come here? He would know about Erotic rituals too.
Oh.
Isn't he supposed to get here today or tomorrow?
Kane, that would help. It would be very convenient.
Okay, you can add
Or
him to
mine-
your list of important people for your meeting.
Important people to gather up. Okay.
Where are they meeting?
That's what we're figuring out. I'm going to invite
somewhere
them for a meet.
safe, because if you're all there and you're all kind of his enemies, he could just all kill you at once, and that'd be really easy, if you're all gathered up.
The location of the tomb of Dalrash is also a secret, right?
It is a secret, yes.
But because what I saw when I scried on Aiden, I think, was right outside the tomb place. So I think I might be able to find it if I had a map.
Do you know... How much do you know about Horizon? The man, not the university.
Nothing. I thought they named the building wrong.
It's quite funny. A lot of people think that, actually. Horizon was a Vajrai mage many, many years ago. You could say he's the founder of the city. I do not know much about him myself. He has ancient history, but Drognin, being of the same mage clan, will have access to the spoken history of the Vajrai, that stuff that is not shared. Every Vajrai wizard has a sanctuary. They have a realm or a pocket world that they keep their knowledge within. Can you see where I'm getting at with this?
Okay, so you think that okay. The
Horizon.
Horizon's sanctuary.
Horizon will have a sanctuary somewhere. I would not begin to know how to find it or how to open it, but Drognin will. He simply needs to be convinced that giving up this secret is for the betterment of the world.
I don't think that will be too hard. He seems very on board. Well, that's not entirely true.
Well, then we're going to make him on board. The thing with Horizon is he is an incredibly powerful wizard, and the stories of his sanctuary say that it could grant eternal life to those inside. He's also renowned for watching things.
Powerful
Scrying,
enough
as you will.
to have a legendary resistance? The
Stop it.
suggestion?
Stop it.
Stop plotting to kill friendly NPCs.
No, not kill. Just suggestion. I could say, help us. And then he'll do it.
What I'm saying is that it is not impossible that knowledge gathering of his sanctuary has carried on, even if he has died himself. And it
I
will be a
think-
great asset.
Do you think Drognan is the best way to get to that?
That would be my first port of call, but if you have other ideas, I'm more than happy for you to suggest them or to hear them.
Does he have a tomb at the university or anywhere else?
Horizon's body was never recovered. He went into his realm and then never came out. He entered
Oh.
self-imposed exile.
Do you think he's dead or alive?
This happened over 1,000 years ago.
You never
So
know. Wizards do crazy shit.
that's, yes, I could not say. Though it is very likely his body will be gone. Likely his mind survives in some form.
That's not helpful.
No, I apologize, but that's where we are. That being said, there will be records in the university somehow. Also records in the mortuary cult. They will no doubt have some sort of evidence as to where his belongings went at the very least. That could be a start. If he has any heirs or surviving family, another potential in.
So where do we start? Which thing do we want to concentrate on? Do we want to find the staff? Do we want to try and research Horizon?
Can they get in
We
if they
have a
don't?
solid lead on the staff as it is.
Is the only way to get in the Staff of Kings?
Yes.
The only straightforward way. From my understanding, the Staff of Kings needs to be reforged. And once it has been reforged, it can be used as a key.
Right.
As for the intricacies of it, Drognan and Kane would know more. They would be able to no doubt outline a more tactical goal, if you will.
Well, my thought is just if we get the staff, then we'll have the only key. So
As far
that
as I
should
understand.
that would be, in my opinion, the most important.
Or at least a
Well-
piece of it. We should have at least a piece of it. As soon as it's reforged, that suddenly makes it easier for anybody who can smash anybody else in the head to suddenly be into the tomb. So maybe just having a piece of it would be good enough for now. And we know where a piece
Literally
probably
anything is better than nothing.
Yes.
Anything's better than nothing. But I also think that taking a bit of time to get the broader picture rather than leaping immediately might be the best course of action here.
Do you
Is-
know? Are you good at gambling?
I do not gamble, my dear friend.
Okay.
I'm good
Wow.
at gambling.
Are
Why do you ask? Are you intending to enter the competition in the casino?
I have
In Malif's Caliph Malif's, whatever it is.
I mean, that is our first lead on where a piece might be.
So, might I suggest a slightly different course of action?
Okay.
You could skip the whole gambling part and simply procure the staff.
Are you saying we should steal it?
Yes.
Yes.
Heist.
That will be incredibly difficult and incredibly dangerous.
I could teleport.
I'm not
It
sure
would
that I
be-
know how to make some tiny
Teleporting
models.
is not the end all be all, and you can only do it a number of times.
I could do it twice.
Bully for you.
Allow me to expand this a little bit more.
No, 3 times.
There is a competition being held. There are guests from around the realm coming to Lutgalain for this particular contest. What is it they call it? Artifacts through the ages or something like that? Every day a particular piece of history is put up for grabs, and wealthy business nobles go off and compare penises to who deserves it the most, and then they go on and get it. They say it is a gamble.
Oh,
They say it's a gamble and that you're going up there to have a friendly competition. That is a blatant lie. It is whoever greases whomever's palm the best behind closed doors gets to be the one with the spectacle put around them so they feel good.
so that what you're saying is whoever wins, we could just rob them.
Exactly. That is the point of least resistance.
I
Robbery
don't even
would
think we need to do that.
what
Like
you
we can
suggest.
do that, and then I just go, I think you should give us that item, and then they go, okay.
I would be very cautious about relying too much on spells to affect
Yeah.
one's
Oh
mind.
no, I have divination rolls. We're Gucci.
Oh my god.
I mean, we're whatever ancient Gucci is.
Ancient Gucci.
We're legendary.
Fantasy Gucci.
Okay, let me challenge that. What happens 5 minutes afterwards when the spell wears off and they start looking for you?
I teleport them into the air.
And then you've committed murder. Now
realize
you have
can't
more people on
fly
you.
now. You will fall.
No. I could teleport other people, and then they will have violated the law. So then we can be like, we saw you break the law and teleport, and we're gonna tell on you.
You know, technically, according to the law, that is actually correct. The guilty party is the one who teleports, not the one who is the teleporter.
But you'd have to make sure that they went through, that you
No,
were
I
able
don't
to
have
teleport
to.
them.
It
I
just
was
works.
really thinking once you were cured of your bird curse, maybe you wouldn't be so chaotic. And I am finding already that that's not the case.
No, that's
What-
not
what did
chaos.
I-
that is
what did I
controlled
say?
chaos.
What
That
did I
is
say?
control-
You allowed
that is
me to use a
controlled.
totally new
That
code
is
of
not
law.
chaos.
As
That is smart.
as hilarious of an idea as I think this is, I am going to point out some flaws. You are then going to be wanted for robbery and for, even though it's not illegal, you have embarrassed the mortuary cult. They are not going to let that down, and you are going to be hunted by undead guardians for the rest of your life. They do not stop, they do not sleep. You are not getting out of that alive. So maybe a different course of action would be appropriate. You will get the staff, that is true, but you best be gone immediately. Otherwise, you're going to wish you were gone. I still think that robbing the man afterwards is the better idea, but you need to be patient and pick a good time. Be a patient hunter, not a wild sand cat.
Do we
Also,
know?
to be must be covered. No distinguishing facial features. No speaking so they can hear our voices.
Do we know who? You know the little girl, the teleporting little girl. Do we know who she belongs to? Who her parents are?
Teleporting little girl.
Yes, she's a diplomat's daughter.
Do you think a diplomat is a rich person who might try and go and get that thing?
Could it? Aren't you rich? Al Hakan?
I would rather not get too close to the mourners. You must understand that their influence over the undead and my particular persuasion do not mix.
Right,
So-
but if you're important and you want to stop this, why wouldn't you try?
Because I am trying, I am dedicating energy and resources to this, and I will dedicate resources to this by outfitting you in what you need. I
You make
unfortunately
us
have.
rich?
I can
We
I can
could.
bestow a level of wealth, but what I am saying is I need to go about things in a clandestine manner. I have already burnt my bridges with the mortuary cult.
So,
I could play the part of a lord. I would do it quite well. Alright.
your
No.
voice got worse. It's supposed to
Oh.
be more posh. Anyhow, this little girl, do you think her parents are rich enough that they could be like, oh, we want the staff? If she was like, hey, daddy, I want this staff. Can you get it for me? Do you think it's that kind of thing?
Possibly.
And then she could give it to us because she thinks Marquise is cool.
What do the rest of you think of this? Pulling on your current networks and using social manipulation is a much cleaner way of going about things.
I'm gonna manipulate a little girl and I'm the bad one.
I mean, it does
I'm
seem
just saying.
It's not manipulative.
that's useful.
If we just tell her what we're doing, and she's like, oh yeah, shit, I'm 9, but I can say shit because I'm cool. I want to help save the world. And then she does all the stuff we say and gives us the thing we need, and that's not really manipulating. She's just helping. It's fine.
I
She
like
is the-
I like the idea of being a lord. Just in my
So let us roll back again and go over the nuggets of the plans you have. Infiltrating as a lord to become a part of the auction. That's one. Speaking with the diplomat's daughter to convince her to get father to buy the staff. That's one. Breaking and entering with teleportation magic and getting yourselves hunted for the rest of eternity. That's one. What else was there? There were more, I'm pretty certain.
Malkisa breaking and entering without being an idiot.
Breaking and entering without being an idiot. So more careful planned heist. That is one as well. That will require prep and that will require information.
And then also stealing from whoever ends up winning the game.
Stealing from whoever wins. Okay, so these are the 5 paths we currently have.
4 paths.
Well,
The teleporting one is not a path.
It is a path. It just leads to certain death. That does not mean it's not a path.
We're not considering the certain death path, please.
Okay. Sorry, Mr. Claude.
That's okay. I'm gonna be a lord. Oh,
Okay.
indubitably. See, I could be a lord.
So who wants to start hashing out the first one of these plans?
So you give me a lot of money.
I say we start with the stealing from. Well, if we can convince the Liming's father to buy it, that would be the easiest. But I think the next best option would be to steal from whoever does win it.
I don't believe he would necessarily be the best route, as he is not he's not native to Luke Lane. Therefore, the prestige he would get from owning a thing, or the palms he would have to grease, would be more trouble than they were worth.
Potentially.
Okay.
So Li Ming is a Jansai name, and Jansai, if I'm putting two and two together, father will be a Jansai diplomat. They are a nation of wizards, and they like magical MacGuffins to research and to show off. Much more practical than the likes of Westmarch that might simply get a box and put it on a fireplace and go, man, look how cool my box is. It's from 600 years ago from the desert. Do you want some tea now? Like,
What if... I mean, she doesn't have to keep this promise, but what if she promises to stop teleporting if he gets it for her?
that is a conversation for her to have.
I don't know. I think it's worth asking, but I don't know if it would, like, reveal our hand to someone who may or may not be trustworthy. Because, you know, if she's like, hell no, I don't want to do that, I'm 9 and saying hell is cool, and then, like, suddenly this particular thing that we asked her about goes missing, she might be like, those idiots over there stole it, and that's not good either. So maybe we just steal it from whoever wins it?
Okay.
I
So
think that's the best course of action.
I like it.
So stealing it from the winner seems to be the one that's ruling out. Do you wish to go over the other 2 options at all, or do we just simply drop them and leave it
What
with this
happens if you make us rich?
plan? Then
I imagine that it's very hard to break into a casino, right? I feel like you would need to make like a small model to make like camera doubles with, and maybe make a big model to practice getting across rooms and stuff, you know?
we would require more prep time to do so, but if you want to get rich, then might I suggest stealing additional items would be the fastest way to do that. I'm not giving you my fortunes.
Okay, that's what I thought. So my thing was, you just kind of loan us the money to buy it, and then we're like, oh, it's Mr. Claude. He is the most important lord from Einstein, and a very rich doctor, and he is going to buy the staff, and then I buy the staff, and that's that.
That's a possibility. It'll depend on how much they're willing to sell it for and how those negotiations go. Are any of you skilled in trade negotiations?
Not I.
What does that... Sir, what stat does that take?
Okay. Well, the way I see it, if you negotiate and fail, that still means you can steal from the winner. So maybe if that is plan A, and then plan B is to steal, that is a possibility.
Yeah, because we don't need to necessarily rob the casino. If the winner is staying in a hotel, then we just have to find their hotel and steal from their hotel room.
Mm-hmm.
Any person who wins is going to be a very influential, very rich person in Luke Lane. I believe they will
Also-
have property, and they won't be staying in a hotel.
Also, though, anybody who is interested in this piece and knows what it is may be suspicious, and then we know who they are.
I
Another
also
good
have
point.
a question.
Of course, ask.
This is a DM question, not
Of course, ask.
Alec. unseen servant.
Mm-hmm.
Could I technically be like, Ghosty Goo, go give me that staff, and he just walks back to me with it?
There's a
Kind-
range on it.
There's a range, and people would see the staff like levitating off in the distance as it gets
That's
fucking carried away.
It's not okay.
Are there magic nullifying spells in existence in this particular world? Because I know they exist in other
Yep.
ones.
Yes, there is.
Yes, I imagine casinos have that shit everywhere.
No, I meant from the winter. Like, they put it in their hotel room, and I'm like, yo. We
So
just wait outside the door. And
Oh, you're
just-
assuming it's going to a hotel room and not to like
Yeah.
a personal vault.
Yeah,
But
like
again,
like
it's,
I said,
it's probably going someplace with also high security because it's a very important artifact.
Well, you have
So-
disguise.
another point to keep in mind or to take under your wings. If this is won by someone who is out of town, they will then have to leave town to bring it back to wherever they came from. There is no teleporting, so they will have to go a longer route. I would think that being on the road is a much more vulnerable location than being in the city. And it just so happens that there is a large campsite filled with cat men that are very used to robbing people on the sides of the roads.
Okay, but
So we
if someone
dress
can
up like
afford to
cats.
pay lots and lots of money, they can also afford to have lots and lots of guards. I have a question. So this staff, do we know for sure that it is going to be sold at like an auction or whatever by the casino? Like, is that for sure?
The Erotic staff is one of the artifacts that has been presented by quote unquote Blood Witch at the Malif Khalif's casino.
Okay,
What's a blood witch?
Blood
That's-
Witch
that's-
is it's a
Sorry,
it's a-
no, answer, sister. Sorry, I just got too excited.
It's
Go
a-
ahead.
it's a performance name for a particular tabaxi stripper.
Oh,
Okay, all right. So does maybe nobody else think that it is very convenient that the time that Diablo is or Prince Aidan is in the desert looking to get into the tomb of the Tal Rasha, that a piece of the staff of the kings is going to be sold at the casino that is full of the undead that are being used to distract people in the city from what Prince Aidan is doing?
that's true. Do we know it's real?
Got no way of knowing until you have it in your hands. Do you suggest it's not?
I mean, that's sort of what you're saying, right, sister?
No, I'm saying that it's okay. I'm saying that it just seems convenient that the staff is being made available for sale at the time that Prince Aidan is trying to get into the tomb that the staff opens.
Can we see the
Mhm,
staff
mhm.
before it goes up for auction?
Wouldn't
Like,
he
will
just
it be presented?
wouldn't he just come get it if he thought it was the real one?
Maybe, I don't know. Is he that powerful? I mean, like
I don't know.
he's scheming enough to know that he can distract people, like that he's
Mhm.
making undead servants to, prevent us from going after him right away.
I mean, I should be able to tell if it's real or not.
So, I
if
mean,
we
we
can
could, I'm
see
not
it-
concerned about whether or not it is real. I'm just thinking that, like, so how do we know how many pieces of the staff even there are?
From my understanding, there are two pieces. There's a shaft and a headpiece.
Only two.
Okay.
It was split into two sections. One section was given to the city, one was given to the tribes in the desert for safekeeping.
Oh,
Oh, he's in the desert. Oh, okay. And he has servants in the city. Okay, so let's assume then that the reason he is in the desert is to get the piece of the staff piece himself. Or maybe they have the headpiece. Okay, he's going for piece one in the desert, is my thinking, and piece two is here, and he has servants who are trying to make trouble to prevent anyone from stopping him while he gets it. That is my thinking. Then maybe once he has both of the pieces, he opens the tomb of the Tal Rasha and he's like, okay, I'm going to take the rock out of Tal Rasha's face now.
Could be. I mean, that is very plausible.
Either
Impossible
way,
to me.
I do not think that it is coincidence that the staff piece is being sold at the time all of this is happening.
What
No,
if
I think you are right.
what if they switch it after the sale? So you said that there's the undead that run the casino. So obviously they're running the auction.
hmm
So my thought would be they auction off the real one and there's a fake. So when they go to give it to the person, it's usually boxed up. So
So
they
you think-
just box up the fake and walk away with the real one. And no one would know because let's get real, these rich people.
Especially if it's an out-of-town Richmond that just wants to put it on his fireplace to serve tea with. Yes.
Yep.
So you think we should try and create a fake one and then be in a position to switch out the real for the fake once it is sold?
I think if we have someone who could pass as dead, Pilgrim, maybe you get a job there and you assist in the auction.
Who is the ones? Is the casino done by the mortuary cult?
Yes,
No.
it is. It is a part of it technically. It is a front. It makes money.
Okay.
Do
So
you,
Well, see, that makes me even more suspicious because you think that the mortuary cult has been compromised.
I
Right.
suspect elements of it have. You wish to speak, Netvari?
I'm just wondering, if we've decided that this is not a coincidence, then what's the point? Why?
Fair
Why
point.
sell it at all?
to finance their operation.
If they want Aiden to get into the tomb, why not just hand it to him?
How about this for a troubling possibility? What if he's already gotten into the tomb and doesn't need it anymore?
What if? Could you tell us where the tomb is to see?
I do not know.
People don't know where it is. It's a secret.
If you wish to know that, two places I would speak with. Either Deckard Cain when he arrives, and Drognin by extension. Or, if you can find some shady circles, there are tomb robbing guilds. They might have more information.
Do you know of
Oh.
any in
Well,
your
I-
district?
Not here. They generally congregate again, Granite and Crescent districts. If you wish to go and speak with some ne'er-do-wells, I can put you in contact with someone.
I would like that.
There is a blood sport arena that is very illegal, but it is a very common meeting place for some of the gangs of the underworld. It has a magical door that teleports throughout the city every day to different spots. Technically, when you step through, you're not teleporting yourself. It's simply opening up and putting you through to the same place every time.
Sure. Okay.
Would we have to enter the Bloodsport arena?
If you wish to get in, if one of your number was to enter as a fighter and the rest of the were the support team, that would be one way to get in. And I do happen to know that one of you is
Caesar,
quite.
look at your face.
One of you is known to be quite the combatant.
It's me.
It's Claude.
I haven't died yet, so.
Barassi over
Very
here like,
well.
what's that about Bloodsport?
Okay. Well, look. I mean, I think if we need to talk, if we want to try and to ask if our friends know where the tomb is, then we need to speak with Drognin anyway to set up the meeting with him and Deckard Cain anyway to see if he will be attending too. And as well as that, at the same time, we go to the Zach room and be like, hey, so this is happening, and the vampire, like El Hakan, he wants to talk and maybe arrange some kind of alliance against the forces of hell. And
I'm
they'll be
sure
like,
they'll throw salt at me and throw little water balls in my feet as well. And I'll be like, oh, how scary. It doesn't actually work, but you told yourselves it did. Ooh.
yeah, okay.
Okay. So then we should go. What is our first thing we want to do? We want to maybe go talk to Drogden, arrange this meeting, and see if he knows about any of this stuff that we have learned. Or about the staff or anything like that.
Yes, and then tomorrow Deckard Cain will come, hopefully, if he's on schedule, and we can be like, oh, Deckard Cain, it is good to see you. Come to the meeting. And we can go from there and maybe try and get the piece of the Staff of the Kings, which maybe we will need. I think it is important, at the very least. That is my thinking anyway. Maybe we'll find the Tomb of Tal Rasha, the other piece of the staff, and then we're like, aha, Prince Aidan, you cannot stop us. We have the Staff of the Kings.
Okay. A little bird says that you are staying at the Masquerade, correct?
That is, yeah.
Correct.
Would it be unusual to them to have the meeting there? It is a neutral place. It is not in my territory, as they say. The rooms are discreet.
I think they would like it.
There we go.
You could have the change people turn into you guys so that if something did happen, they don't know who's who.
I have a question.
Of course. What is it?
So, the tomb of Tal Rasha is also the place where they put the heroes that aren't supposed to be raised again, right?
They put... Well, the tomb of Tal Rasha is specifically the tomb for Tal Rasha. There are other tombs that would have been holding other heroes.
Okay. So, that is not proof that Tal Rasha's tomb is also open. It's just proof that the ones around Tal Rasha's tomb have been opened.
Some of the tombs in the deep deserts will have been opened. I do not think that is particularly extraordinary in of itself, but once again, I am not an expert on the topic. Drognan and Kane will be the ones to ask.
Okay. Then let's go see him. Do you have anything else that you would like to share with us before we go?
Not particularly. I thank you for coming back and speaking. It is much appreciated. Guess I shall be making good with the Zakarum, something I did not think I'd be ever doing, but here we are.
They're
And
not
that's
so
okay.
bad.
They didn't actually throw salt at me or my sister, so, maybe they'll be good.
I've been told that this particular group is quite liberal compared to their companions across the waves, so...
Be careful though, we made a sex joke and they looked at us like,
Oh, how scandalous.
I know. Okay, thank you for your audience. We'll see you pretty soon, I guess. Is there a good way to contact you about like when the meeting should be?
Just tell the reception or whatever the management people are at Malkeith? Masquerade. That's the one. Just tell them to send me a message and that I'll be expecting it and they'll handle the rest.
Okay.
All right. Off you go. I have things to attend to now.
Yes. Tell your daughter hello.
Yep.
Which one? Both?
The one that's
Pretty much,
here.
Yeah.
Francia will be very happy to hear from you, I'm sure. Okay. And he gets up.
Francia.
Sadida.
Francia and Sadida, yes.
Okay. Goodbye. See you later.
Blip, 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 and he-
Okay, Claudio, how are you feeling now? Less bird-like?
Yes. Yes, 100% less. Gua.
Your voice certainly hurts the ears less. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
You do a very good impression of your old voice, though.
Well, my same.
You did live with it for a while.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, so Drognan is back the way we came, right?
I guess.
He's got a dome of the lights or
did you let
something.
Mikhail go?
Yeah, Mikhail, oh my god, Claude, Mikhail was a god!
Did you let him go?
Yes, why not? He's my friend.
Is he coming back?
I mean, like, if we need help, like, really badly, he gave me this necklace, and she shows off her little necklace. He said I did a good job, and so he gave me this necklace, and it means I can still do the thing that he used to do with the whip, you know. And also, if I am in very big danger, he will come and see me.
We can help save you.
Oh. Did he give us all necklaces?
No, it's just me.
Fuck that guy. What the hell?
Well,
I mean, you didn't help him, Navari did.
yeah.
We all were with him.
But my sister was the one who did the helping of him first. She took the initiative and was carrying him all this time.
Yes, when you were breaking into places in the manor, she was helping Mikhail.
That is not my fault.
No, it's absolutely your fault.
Absolutely your
So
fault.
that
No,
is
I
Blood
guess,
Raven.
yeah, that's a little bit the Blood Raven's fault a little bit. But
It
also,
drew,
I think-
it drew you, Malkeith, and that's why she like doing awful things, because it drew you.
yes,
I think you're
well,
still a little shit goblin inside. You just don't squawk anymore.
That's a very good point. Why was the Blood Raven so into Mikhail?
Mikhail?
No, sorry, Marcus.
is on
Once
your
again.
mind now.
I mean, isn't he top 5? I mean, even.
He is top 5 fuckable. It's
Are you
true.
afraid to say fuckable, Claude?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
You know, it's
yeah.
okay. You can swear. We don't mind very much.
He turned into a meaty guy. For us, he was like, "Oh my god, Mikhail, you got some muscles." And Mikhail's like, "Let's drink, babe."
It's true. He was very beefy. He was like, "Argh."
That's what happened.
And yet he didn't give you a necklace.
No, but you know, that's okay. I don't need a necklace. My throat is very supple and lovely already. I don't need to accentuate it with jewelry.
Hey, what?
I mean, so is my sister's, don't get me wrong, but she can accentuate it with jewelry as well, because we're just that beautiful. We make anything work. Even nothing.
I
Even
see.
nothing. Okay. Oh look,
Oh.
I see a dome of delights. Are we?
Are we here? Wow. See, I could be a goblin. I don't need to be ultimate goblin, but I can still, you know.
Cool. So with your pass, once again, it's nice and easy to move through the large central gates, and you make your way through on the left hand side, this little greeny blue thing, whatever the hell this is like it's like a
pond.
like a park, sort of a park mixed with like water features and all that sort of stuff.
Ow.
It's actually a graveyard.
What do you want us to do at the park?
Give me 1 second.
Did anybody
Okay,
bring
I
a
grab-
frisbee?
I grab Veraciel's hand and go, come on, and we start skipping through the park.
You can't do that. That's my job.
I grab your hand as well, and we all skip through the
Okay,
park.
that's fine then. Hey, Tolgrim.
Yes, I can help
Did you learn anything cool when you went to the mortuary cult, since you have like a weird soul?
Sort of. It the thing that they use to control their people, their undead, I guess, does indeed have an effect on my soul, and it was not a pleasant encounter. So I would prefer not to go back.
Oh, that's dangerous. Do you think that the casino would be dangerous for you too?
I mean, unless they have it staffed and are running it by all of the undead, then yes. But if they have normal people, then I don't think so. I think it would be fine.
Well, do you think it would be easier if you, like, pretended to be undead to get a job there?
No.
I don't think that has anything to do with whether or not
Okay.
it's safe for him or not. I think it sounds like it is full of undead people, right?
Yes.
Yeah, to your awareness, it is, yes.
So, if
So
he
then, yes,
pretends to
depend-
be dead, then he could be
If-
like, I need a job.
Well, see, the problem is that it wouldn't be pretending. If I am there for too long and it is the same magic and technology that they use at the main headquarters, it would pull my soul permanently from my body, and then I would be an undead.
Oh. Well,
So
could
yeah, he can do that. That's not safe.
just for a little bit?
No.
No,
Like an
No,
hour?
It would-
stop. No.
it would pull it, and I would not have it anymore.
We were at the mortuary cult in front of this gentleman who could do this for 20 minutes, and it already was not good.
Oh.
So no, an hour would be the opposite of good.
Could you just put it, in an ice tank and then just save it for later?
Oh my god, Claude Dubois, go back to
I'm
college.
just kidding. I'm just
I shall
kidding.
put you in an ice tank,
Would you really?
and then yes, and then we'll throw it in the river.
Would you sign it?
Oh my God.
I don't think he heard that last part, but I'm not going to repeat it. Do we make it? Are we there?
Yeah, okay, so you make it to Drogon's Dome of Delights, which is quite literally a domed building with all sorts of strange magical items in the windows and levitating around at the sides of the building.
Is the
As
wish
you make your-
spell in the window?
The
No,
what?
The wish spell?
no,
Oh
it's
my
not.
god.
I wish
As you make your way inside, there's hundreds of magical MacGuffins all on the shelves of different shapes and sizes. But after standing there for a minute or two, the shelves and the like the rug and everything in the actual room will animate, move out of the way. Some chairs will waddle out from out of the sides, and just enough for everybody. Followed by a old gentleman with a sort of curly white moustache, a long white beard, and
It's
fancy
Merlin.
red robes.
Oh, no, wrong. Not Merlin.
He sort of comes out. Well, it's certainly much better circumstances to see you all again. You too,
Hello.
Malky. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, Malky will go over and give him a friendly embrace. They go way back.
Here's
Do
a
I know
little,
this person?
little tap tap, little huggy wuggy. And no.
Exactly.
Oh, you may know of him from being at the university. You will have known of Drognan as being a merchant who sold like a range of magical items from
hang
across,
on.
across the sea.
We've all met Drognan, haven't we?
Yeah, you've all met Drognan once before, back in the tomb.
Desert.
As,
The place
yeah.
where you got my sister killed.
Yeah.
No. Blood Raven did that. But blame my brain. I have a birdie brain. I don't remember everything.
Oh my god, imagine if we, find out that that tomb that we were randomly in turns out to have been, the tomb of the entrance to the tomb of Talrasha all along, and it's, full circle.
Mhm.
I don't think it's in the right place, but what do I know?
Probably not, no. I mean, I don't know either, I just think it's funny to think about. Anyway, hello Drognan, how are you doing?
All right, all things considered. It's certainly been a very chaotic couple of months.
Hey, I have a
Yeah,
question
it's
for
good to be-
you.
First straight off the bat, well, of course, how can I help?
How come you're trying to frame Mr. Al-Hakan?
It's a very sudden, pointed question, is it not?
Yes?
And he looks around at everyone and goes, and here I thought this was going to be a friendly visit, not a shakedown.
Well, we've learned some other stuff, and so I want to know so that we can decide what to do from here.
Can you roll a persuasion check?
With my really lame, because I want to know, okay?
Yes.
Alright. Ooh! 23.
Well, there you go.
Not bad, not bad.
I have a 20 charisma.
Josiah
6. No, I'm just kidding.
goes, Mr. Al-Hakan is a thorn that is attempting to prevent the necessary changes from occurring in this region. He has a particular viewpoint, and we have a particular viewpoint, and they diverge from one another.
Political?
Yes, of a sort.
Okay.
Okay, did you know the Janissaries are dying, a lot of them?
Do you want to expand on that, maybe?
Yeah, we have a lot to share with you.
I feel like that kind of, is expansion enough. There are Janissaries, and they are dying, and they are going, disappearing.
Sort of
Which is part of the reason why there's no Janissaries in the not middle of the city parts now.
the Janissaries were called back to the palace for emergency training. I was under the impression that they were still there.
Some of
Well,
them are,
apparently-
but some of them are dead.
Yeah, quite a few of them, turns out, are dying.
But dying of what? There's nothing in there.
We don't know.
Don't know.
And
But apparently they go missing, and apparently it may have something to do with something that is beneath the palace.
can someone volunteer to do an investigation check?
I will. Sure.
I'm proficient. You got to be proficient, Uraya.
Oh, damn!
All right, Marquis.
Very nice.
You notice very, it's well hidden, but, you're a trained spy, so you can see little kinetic tells. There is a point of realization followed by a brief expression of dread, which is then just immediately poker-faced out when mentioned about the Janissaries dying under the palace.
You think it's there too, then, don't you?
Looks over and sort of meets your gaze and goes, it would be
The
awfully
reason they've all been recalled into the capital, into the palace.
But how would it have been opened? Only Vajerai can open it. None have been within the palace walls.
Oh god, you have to tell us what you're talking about now.
Imagine he's on the same page as the portal below the palace.
Let me guess. Does it perhaps maybe go into Horizon's arcane sanctum, maybe?
That is exactly what it is.
Oh
That
my
is being
god!
correct.
Caesar, you're so smart.
I know, thank you very much.
The palace was originally a fortress built by Horizon 1,000 years ago. As was the way of many mages, he had a sanctum built. However, Horizon was not your usual mage. He was Vajerai, old Vajerai, so demon summoners. Now, Horizon had a particular view on how to summon demons. He believed that they needed to have their will broken and their minds destroyed, otherwise they would inevitably try to do the same to any mortals that they came into contact with.
Probably not wrong.
Called placating or pacifying or something. The term's been lost. But his brother disagreed. His brother thought that demonkind should be allied with, and that it would be through this joint venture that humanity would become a powerful force in creation. The two clashed. Horizon survived. His brother did not. Horizon realized how much he had lost for this particular war and decided to retreat to his sanctuary, never to return. That is the cliff notes as to the ancient mage wars that nearly ended the world, but that's the context here.
Okay.
Long time passed, Horizon's castle fell into ruin, Lut Ghislaine was formed on top of it. The reason why the Vajerai have always been so interested in this place is making sure that sanctum stays closed. If it has been opened, that's troubling, because there was a lot of demons that have been put there for a very long time that do not want to be there anymore.
Okay, and the demon could potentially take possession of the body of a dead person, correct?
Some can. They often need a vessel in which to enter the mortal world, but technically, if they're in Horizon Sanctuary, they've already entered the mortal world. They've simply been trapped for 1,000 years. So they're not going to be very sane.
Yeah, the Janissaries are all there because they need to fight the demons back, and that's why they're dying.
That would make sense. Now, as to how it was opened, I do not have any knowledge of that. I would know how to, but only a Vajerai would. There have not been any other Vajerai in the city, as far as I know.
That would be a very
Well,
good distraction, right?
We have actually something to... What was the name of that man that we, took the skin from?
Radament.
Right.
Would he have been a Vajerai, perhaps?
He, blinks a couple of times and goes, oh, gods. Right. What? Radament was a Herodrum, but the Herodrum was a blanket term applied to an alliance of mages that came together to fight the Brothers of Hell. And before he was a Herodrum, Radament was a Vajerai, yes.
Okay, so we should probably catch you up then, because, I guess, in fairness, we will give you the so-called cliff notes. Prince Aidan is in the desert. He has a magical stone in his forehead that may maybe make him like a vessel for Diablo or something. I don't really know. It's not my area of specialties.
He's hanging out at Talrash's tomb.
He is, well, at the very least, he's trying to find Talrash's tomb. He may have people in this...
He was chilling right next to it.
Oh, okay. Was he? Okay, well then he knows where it is. He may or may not have opened it yet. He may be looking for the Staff of the Kings to open it. And as part of, him being in the desert, he has been raising people from the other tombs he has found in the desert, including Radament, who was in this city summoning demons to distract us. So, in fact, part of the reason that, as you may be aware, there have been, undead uprisings within the city are because of that.
So as you're saying this, I'm realizing a couple of other things. Prince Aidan is a royal dignitary, meaning he would be welcome in the palace. As a royal dignitary, he would be able to bring.
Even
An
though
escort.
he's dead?
Is he dead?
Yes.
I don't think
No.
he is.
He's like very corrupted and has
But
a
it-
stone smashed into his forehead, but he's not.
Well,
dead.
yes, but you heard what Al Hakim was saying about that. He's like, oh, those Westerners are all weird. We don't like them very much. So they probably thought the same thing. He probably shut up and was like, I'm the prince. This stone on my head is just Kandura's fashion nowadays.
It's also not.
Pay no
it's also. There's also something a minor illusion could fix.
That's true.
So, okay, well, because he had, who knows what other, I mean, he may have resurrected some, like, Vigeri in the desert and just taken them into the palace and opened I mean, that would explain some things. So, like, you know, he's
That would
basically-
also mean that he could have used the sanctum to locate Talrash's tomb.
Could we use the sanctum to do that?
Yes, that is correct. You would have to get in, but that would allow you to figure out exactly where it is.
Okay.
Horizon was a chronicler. He kept knowledge, and he did not die when he retreated. He remained there, watching for all time, until eventually his mind faded and his body passed from this realm. That sanctum will have every piece of knowledge of this realm. Well, not realm as in Aranok, the desert. You will be able to scry anywhere in the desert. You'll be able to request information and it will project it into your mind. It is a relic. It is a treasure, and it has been fouled by demons for a very, very long time.
Okay, well, we're very good at going to places that have been fouled by demons and killing them all. So, you know, I'm not very much concerned about that personally. But, you know, obviously we're still not allowed into the palace district.
Well, let me raise you this question. How do you deal with a demon that has no body and cannot be killed, but it can influence yours?
I guess magic,
White or
I guess.
White Orsa. An arcane sanctum is a very alien place, and Horizons is going to be one of the largest you'll have ever stepped foot in. There will be times when logic no longer applies. There will be times when your will shape your surroundings. The demons that are there will be applying the exact same methodology to you. You need to have a strong mind and be ready to outthink your opponents rather than outpunch them.
Oh, that's not going to be very good for me then.
No, that's not true. You just realized that the portal thingy they were talking about is his sanctum. You're very smart.
It's true, I'm kind of very intelligent. But, you know, we don't talk about that. I'd like to stay humble.
Either way, Sanctum will allow you to find whatever it is you're looking for, but you'll soon to get there physically.
Okay, well, that's a concern for soon, but we have one other thing that we came here to talk to you about.
Right.
So, Al Hakim wants to meet with you. We told him everything we just told you, and he's like freaking out and like, oh no, the city is in super danger. Oh no, I need a Vigeri on my side to not make the city in super danger. Oh no, I need to speak to Drognen.
He actually
If
didn't
you-
say it that
He
way.
did not say it like that.
He wasn't grossed out on
No, he was very humble.
It's true, actually. He was very much like the second, like he was like, oh no, we're all in danger. Drognen needs to be made aware. He was pretty good about it, actually.
That's
Mhm.
why when
Well-
I came here, I first asked you that because, like, I knew that you didn't really like him necessarily, but he seemed very open to working with you to not have the shit he defend.
Mm. If you had told me that 30 minutes ago, I'd have laughed you out of the room, but given the context, I agree that that is probably the best course of action.
Okay, so as well as that, Deckard Cain is arriving in the city tomorrow. And I think that we
Yes.
should also get him involved because he helped us a great deal when we were in Candaros. He was a very knowledgeable guy. And to be honest, we're dealing with a lot of Horadrim stuff, and he's like the only one left, isn't he?
He is the only living Herodrim, yes. He would be invaluable to a lot of
Is
things right
there
now.
not living? Like,
Well,
Okay.
Radamant was a Horadrim, but he was dead.
I'm
We
sorry, more so, are there any ones that you know of that are unliving? Dead? I
Undead?
guess?
undead and on our side.
Or even just where their bodies are? Because could we commune with their bodies?
Well, that's not
Potentially.
important. I mean, we know where where one of them with
That's
one of
true.
their bodies is. And we have communed with it, and it only gave us so much information.
If their tomb is close to Wizard Man's tomb, then
If your community
yeah.
is long dead, might I ask what information you're hoping to gain from them? They would not have anything modern, at the very least.
well, they would know how to defeat Baal.
Not necessarily. They couldn't defeat Baal back then, which is why
Well,
they
would
put
know,
him
well,
into
we would know what they did. to
Claude
not
Dubois does
do
have a
that.
point
Well,
about
Well, I can
Radamant.
tell you. I can tell you what they did to Baal. It's not an unknown feat.
Mm-mm.
The gist of how the story goes is that a number of Herodrim ambushed him in the wastes when he was roaming, and sought to imprison him within a stone, a soul stone. Baal, however, damaged the soul stone in the conflict, leading to it being unable to hold his essence. Tal Rasha stepped forward as a volunteer to contain the demon within his form for all eternity. He was bound to a great obelisk buried beneath the earth,
Well,
and then
my
it was
question-
sealed by the Archangel Tyrael.
My question is, you said earlier, how do you contain something that doesn't have a body or whatever? Where would we
Mhm.
get soul stones?
That is a question for Cain, because they were given to the Herodrim by the Archangel Tyrael directly.
Okay, so
do you know? Just one more from me, and then I'm good. Do you have any way to reach Tyrael?
No. No, I do not have a way to commune with the aspect of justice.
Well, is there like a?
Damn it, Hector!
I know. Is there like a known way that people do that? Is there like a church that you pray really hard at? Or
Allow me to put it this way. Heaven has been forbidden from interfering with the mortal world. Even if you were to somehow make a prayer through to the heavens, they would not respond, for their laws bind them to be unable to do so.
Heaven's laws
teleport
sound like
to heaven?
that.
I do not... I understand the hells much better than the heavens, though I will say this. The two are much more similar than either one would like them to believe, or like you to believe.
Okay, Claude Dubois had the point though. If we did find somebody who could talk to Radamant and get a straight answer out of them, theoretically, Radamant had to walk from their tomb to here, and maybe could tell us how to walk back.
That is true, though if
that
you've
does not
already
necessarily
used...
mean that it's at the tomb of Tal Rasha.
Well, it would be around that area though.
Not necessarily.
I'm going
Deserts are
to.
huge.
I've got to be perfectly honest. I think that before we can really, I think that the situation in the city is going to get worse if we do not do something. Because obviously these janissaries, like they're like, oh yeah, we're regular guys.
Yes.
We've never killed a demon lord, and I'm over here like, I'm like the most beautiful and powerful and immortal person in the city, and I have killed a demon lord.
Yeah, you have a point. Even if we don't deal with this sanctum first, the demons may get out, and if we fail with Baal, then he will have a lot of backup.
Exactly, and as we're dealing with the demons, the sanctum can tell us where to go to find the tomb anyway. So I think that's at the end of the day. Okay, so I'm thinking that when Cain arrives in the city, we need to organize a meeting between you and Cain and Al Hakim and also the Zakrum exiles. But
Yes.
I'm also thinking one other thing. I think that we should also bring Spooks.
Spooks?
Who is Spooks?
Who?
The leader of the Tiefling exiles. Or,
So the tieflings, there are other tieflings like us in the city. I'm not going to get into it, but he is very old and knows a lot about demon lore, and I think that having him involved would be helpful, especially to my sister and I. Because
An old tiefling.
A very old tiefling, yes.
Very curious. I, for one, would be most interested in meeting this man.
Do you know who serves Baal?
As well as that, the tieflings are like us. They're actually all very powerful. I mean, I can't, they're very strong fighters. We fought with them at the tomb before we met you, and each of them was fighting almost as well as we were. And I don't mean to pat myself on the back too hard and too many times, but I'm a very good fighter, and my sister is a very, very powerful sorceress,
As you have told us quite often in the past few minutes, that is...
But I did kill you, so
Well, you know, the bird demon set me
I
up to
thought
die, so...
I thought that you didn't kill her.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna blame me for it.
You need to pick a fucking lane, Claude Dubois. Either you killed her and therefore we don't trust you, or you are on our side and you accidentally.
I think
It was
that's
an
a good idea.
accident.
The
we
point
should
I'm trying
talk
to
to
make is we need allies in the city, and spooks and the tieflings are... There's not many of us, but there's enough to make a difference, especially considering, you know, demons are at work here. And
Also,
having
yes.
them on our side and up to date would be helpful.
It might confuse the demons that are stuck in the sanctum too, to be honest.
Well, my question about them is, did we ever find out why they were coming to the city?
They were leaving the city. We persuaded them to come back.
And we wanted them to stay near us. And
Okay.
I mean, to be honest, I'm glad
like-
we did, because like the situation, like the more that we learn, I think the more that it is seeming that it is getting out of hand, and we're not even seeing how out of hand it is getting, you know?
But you know, when we were dealing with Andariel, part of the aspect of her was sort of brought over to our side because she had something to do with us. She was persuaded to help us, in fact. So maybe if we have all these other tieflings and some of those demons are related to them or knew them, they might, you know, get split the way Andariel did.
My question is more so they're not somehow bound to Baal, right? We know that.
We're not bound to Baal.
Well, you aren't.
We don't know that.
Do we know if they aren't?
Out of character, we don't know that.
Yeah.
But in character, Veraciel is like, I'm not bound to Baal. What are you talking about? You're a fool. Get out of here.
Not you.
I mean,
The band.
One of them wasn't.
Look, I'm going to say that I think that they're all like us. I think they are as close as my sister and I have to an extended family, and I'm going to trust them.
Well, Drognan, you could tell that, you could discern that, correct?
I do not believe I can discern their lineage directly, but there will be certain ways to tell where their power stems from.
Can spooks do that? Didn't he know where you and I were from?
Well, spooks is...
Well, I mean, that may be less to do with any power that he has and more that he knows a lot about the lore of demons.
Just more so, I think if we do this, we should be sure that we're not inviting anyone that might flip-flop or be influenced.
Look, I mean, like a small clan of like the very lesser least mortal demons and a vampire, I mean, come on, a vampire. It's a vampire. It's already a vampire. Okay, listen, okay? It's fine.
I mean,
Don't worry about it.
So should we not invite you then, Claude, because you flip-flop almost moment to moment?
Well, I'm not bound to Baal. So
But you were possessed by a demon.
And you're also...
Dario, who is also you guys are bound to.
No.
Yes.
No.
We are the daughters, I guess, of Andariel, but that's not really something to be discussing here.
Yeah, just telling people your backstory and shit, that's rude.
You said I'm disloyal, and I'm like,
Okay, listen.
The Blood Raven was loyal to Andariel. Not
According to you, you killed Veraciel in the desert, so who's so loyal to you?
Okay, stop! Stop! Don't, okay. Oh, bye. Welcome back.
I said, no more. And then I left.
Listen, this is enough arguing, okay? Like, I understand. Claude Dubois has been a thorn in our side until recently, Malky, but arguing with him about this is not going to get you anywhere or him anywhere. The fact is, I am making the decision to trust spooks and the other tieflings, and I think they should be invited. Okay? Drognan, if they want to come. Drognan represents the Vigerai, Cain represents the Heradrim. Those are two forces that we want on our side. We have Al-Hakim representing the vampires, and we have spooks who can represent the tieflings. And Drognan as well. I mean, people, the lacunae in the city, don't you?
We have a particular agreement, yes.
Don't forget Zakarum too.
And the Zakarum as well, yes. I mean, to be honest, we wanted to bring as many forces in the city together as we can, because obviously, the Sultan can do nothing, and the Janissaries are distracted. and it is working. So I don't know if you think that the Lacuna should be directly involved, Rognan. I will leave that for you to decide. But the thing is, I
believe that
I
the
think-
Lacuna should be, as you're
Then-
speaking. Not to interrupt you, but they have been wanting to be involved with the politics of the realm for a very, very long time and have been denied so by the established power structures of the 3 city-states. This
Then
will
I
be a
think-
chance for them to actually get the power they deserve.
then I think they should be involved, especially because apparently they hold one part of the staff of kings.
That
Which
is
is-
correct. Or rather,
So-
it was given to them. Whether or not they still hold it is unknown. They do not talk about such things. It
Well, then
is,
should we just cut to the chase and we should go over and talk to them now? You come with us, Drognan.
talk to the Lacunai.
Yeah.
If there is anyone of any rank there, then I'll be more than happy to speak with them, though I suspect that they might be more interested in speaking to you simply because you are a fresh face, and they are very much... They're curious creatures, and they
That's
like
true
to
enough,
learn
but
new things.
Why
I
would
will
they?
still go with you, of course.
Yes, I
I-
was going to say, why would they trust us to know, like, oh yeah, you're a stranger, you totally get us some in the city politics, you know?
I would
So-
I would like to do something before we continue. Actually,
okay.
I'm going to check something, and Veracia reaches into a pouch, and she gets her scrying oil.
Oh.
Hold on, her crystal ball.
No targets to save!
Ooh,
whatever. I'm going to scry Deckard Kane and see how close he is to the city.
Oh,
Just get a close up.
Seems like a good idea.
Sure.
Kane and Deckard.
surprise, he's part of the staff because his last name is Kane.
Mm.
Oh.
Cool. So that'll be made with a -5 because you are, let's say you're familiar with the target.
Yep, let me just double check how the spell works.
So the same modifier would be 17 down to 12.
Okay, so I don't have a connection, so it's no negatives, and is it first-hand knowledge that I have of him?
Yeah, I'm just going to go familiar, so you know the target well.
Okay, cool. So he gets a -5 to his saving throw, but I think he can. Oh yeah, so he has to make like a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, so just to see if he's if he knows he's being observed or not. Okay.
Oh, okay, cool.
Deckard Kane.
I wanna know.
All right.
Can
So
you show me?
as you so you do your little scry, and you see the swirling sands for a few seconds, and eventually you just see the back of a cart with Deckard Kane sitting there engrossed in conversation with a couple of people you don't recognize, and one person you do. They look like they're a tiefling. It is a woman with very pale, like bleached skin, and what looks like some horns that are coming out from the sides of her head, but they're very like small and worn down with like streaks of black carapacey flesh sort of
Okay.
along her face and along her neck and all that. And it is the rogue that was speared from the first ambush,
Okay,
who left to become a baker.
cool.
My God.
So they're just having a conversation. Kane doesn't seem to be aware of the scrying, and neither does anyone else in the cart. And if you sort of like pan the camera around or pan the orb around, you'll see that you recognize the landscape.
Yep.
They're approximately 4 or 5 hours out, so they'll arrive as the night falls, like after nightfall.
Okay. All right. So once she's finished, she'll set the orb down. And Verasa's going to be like, okay, Kane will be here by nightfall. So I think that we wanted to arrange to have the meeting tomorrow. Also, I think he's got another tiefling with him, so we should probably let Spooks know of that as well.
Okay. I didn't realize that rogue we saved was a tiefling.
I guess she became a tiefling, who knows?
You think she was technically a demon at that point?
Yeah. She got mutated into a demon.
Oh.
So, yeah, I guess when we meet with her, we'll find out what's going on. But, anyway.
Does that mean that you're her mom?
Now
both
you're her mom.
I am?
Yeah.
Well, Bloodraven was.
I guess you're her brother.
Yeah.
Now you have
Oh.
a sister.
Oh my god. No, Claude de Bar is not. Claude de Bar is not part of our family. Okay, I refuse to accept this.
Well, I am because Bloodraven is your C-store.
Oh my god.
And I am your C-store now.
Okay, so.
Oh
Deckard Kane will be
Hello, I
here
am
by night.
Claude Dubois.
Deckard Kane will be here around nightfall, so I think that we arranged to have our, little meeting tomorrow. Drognan can, can you think of a good neutral ground for us to be meeting at?
The Masquerade, remember?
We said
Yeah,
masquerade.
masquerade.
The Masquerade? Okay, then tomorrow at the Masquerade, let us say that at noon-ish, so, early in the day, but, not, in the very morning to give people time to prepare and etc. And give us time to make sure that everyone has got the message.
Noon 30.
Noon 30 it
Works
is.
for me.
Okay, so we need to still invite. So Drognan knows to be there. Al Hakim will know to be there. We can just send him a message. That will be easy. Now we need to go to the Zaka room. We need to meet Kane when he arrives in the city. And we need to speak with Spooks, and we need to speak with the Lukunai.
Do you know where Spooks got you?
Could you scry him?
Yeah, I could actually. This crystal ball doesn't have limited uses. Yay.
But it did.
Well, not according to the link I just posted. Hold on.
Ow.
Oh no, look, there's charges.
Charges at
Yeah.
the bottom. 0 of 0 though.
Not
Let me have a look.
charges.
No charges.
Let's double check.
Could I? Oh, never mind. 15 feet. Yeah.
Says 10 minutes, so you can scry for 10 minutes.
Well, that's the scrying spell.
Yeah. I was just curious because that's a long scry. Is there anyone else we want to invite? Probably not the guy from the college, right? Seems
Oh
kind of-
yeah.
Eh,
No, we don't need
Yeah.
Lysander.
I think
You guys
the
don't make license.
Okay, just it takes 10 minutes to cast the scrying spell.
Oh, okay.
Edit.
Yeah, well, I did not check the casting time, but she would have taken the 5 to 10 minutes.
Well,
I
kind
guess.
of like
Um,
folds his arms and he's like, "That's like my dad."
I mean, sure, but the less people we have who can get out the secret, the less likely it is that the people who are behind this will know that we are onto their trail.
We know Lysander is not behind this.
Yes, but people may be watching him now that they know that we are friends with him.
That being said, in contact with the college would be useful.
Okay, maybe we should invite him then. Do you know
I can
Lysander?
ask him.
I know, I've met him a couple of times. He's a interesting individual.
He's a very quirky alchemist, man. Do you think he would be helpful, or do you think of somebody who would be more helpful who is there?
I think of all the people at the college, he'd be the one most likely to actually want to, quote, sully his hands with the unwashed foreigners. So,
Okay, well then, I guess we do invite him.
To be honest, I do think it is a good idea. The college obviously produces wizards and mages and alchemists and other people who may have. Not to put too fine a point on it, but Claude Dubois is, annoying but
Well trained.
well trained. He has actually proven to be a useful ally when he has not been squawking, and he's not done that since we, pulled the bird out of his head. So I think if we have, so look, I'm actually thinking that Deckard Kane is not here yet, but there's four forces that we want to meet with. It sounds like, and pretty much each of us is has a contact. I mean, so why I think that maybe it would be good if Thulgrim has just got up out of his chair.
He can hear you.
Sorry, I'm just gonna grab something. What? Go,
Yes. I think it would be good if Thulgrim goes and speaks with the Church of Zakarum. You tell your people
Yes.
there what is going on. Say, hey, this meeting is happening. Please meet us at the masquerade at noon tomorrow. Claude
That was
Dubois.
my thought.
Claude Dubois, likewise, you should return to the college and speak with Lysander and tell him what is going on. He is probably going to be happy to see that you are back on your feet for one thing, and you have that connection with him.
Mhm.
Obviously, my sister and I have spooks in the other tieflings who we can speak with, and Malky, while not having a direct connection with the Lukunai, is known to be top 5 fuckable within the city. I'm pretty sure that they would know you, but at least by reputation.
I mean, they might not even know who I am if my face keeps popping up in random places. They might just think I'm a random whore from the masquerade.
They might, but they might find that interesting.
The camp is really close to the masquerade too.
So I think that if we each just take our time and go and speak with our various, factions, as it were, we return to the masquerade after all. We will meet Deckard Kane at the gate at nightfall. We will let him know what is going on, and we will have everyone meet at the masquerade at noon tomorrow. What do we all think that this is a good idea, maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that has a high chance of succeeding for us.
Okay. Malky, what do you think? You are the resident spy. You are the best at the politics.
Everyone has a connection to their source but me, so I'm sure it'll work out.
Your connection is right here. She points at Drugnan.
That's true.
It is not wrong.
And Drugnan can go with you to the Lakunai. If that's
I will
okay.
say, they will be very interested in talking to you if you are an unfamiliar entity, much more so than me. Think of it like bringing a guest or entertainment.
In that case, should it not be Milky since they've probably seen his face before?
Top 5, fuck. Yes.
Potentially, though, at the same time, if he is the original, I think that would be much more tantalizing, would it not?
Okay, then you two can go to the Lakunai.
I mean, I'm going to level with you, Malky. You obviously have no more knowledge of what is going on in the city than the rest of us, so maybe you would like... Do you have any thoughts, any other ideas? I would like to hear them. I mean, you are probably the most down-to-earth out of all of us.
I'm not saying any of these ideas are bad. They're good ideas. I believe we should do that. I suppose we don't really have any other avenues. We need to gather as many allies as possible, so it makes the most sense.
So you agree? Then why do you look so sad?
I always look like this.
I think he's just doing that Malky thing where he's kind of like, planning in his head for the worst possible outcome.
Oh. Monkeys, you didn't drink enough earlier.
That's by design.
Okay.
I don't
Takes another
wish
swig.
to- I don't wish to pick up the habits of certain people.
That's very dark, Malkeys, my god.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Okay,
fine.
well, we have a plan, let's do it.
Okay,
So-
well, I guess we'll split up and, should we meet at the gate to the city later?
That sounds
Probably
good
the
to
one
me.
we came in through?
Well, it's like the meeting is taking place tomorrow, right?
No, but we wanted to meet up with Kane when he arrives.
Oh, this was out of character, but
Yeah,
Oh
maybe
yeah, the
tomorrow.
meeting.
yeah.
I'll
okay,
be more
so-
than happy to communicate with Kane. He said he was going to meet with me when he arrives.
No, I want to go to the gate to see Tucker. Besides, you're going to be with the Lakunai. Isn't that close to the outside?
No.
No.
He's going to stay here, and Malky is going to go and be entertaining and doing his charming
No, he's
self.
supposed to go with Malky so that
I
they
will
know
go
that he's
with Malky.
legitimate.
Okay.
I'll travel with
if,
Malky.
if it is as you say, and I will be a novelty, I suppose I will possibly need you for an introduction. I don't want to show up out of the blue without any credential. Simple introduction will be fine.
This single guy whose face I've seen before sure is making very big claims.
Also, to be honest, I do want to meet with Kane at the gate, because after night falls is when it gets dangerous, and I wanted to make sure that he gets somewhere safe.
That is a good point.
I think it would be funny to be waiting there for him. Like, hey, we've been here waiting for you for 3 days.
That's true. We don't do anything without the advice of Mr. Deckard Kane. And he'd be like, oh, you don't need to do that. You're very powerful and smart without me.
Oh, you almost smiled, Marquise. I saw it. Almost smiled.
I'm sure he's going to do lots of smiling once he's on his own, He's going to be like at the Lakunai camp and like surrounded by all these nice cat people, and like he's going to be like, it's so refreshing not to be near a bird, and also any birds that show up will be eaten. And he's going to be like smiling the whole time. He's going to be like, this is like the least Claude Dubois I have ever been in.
Hey.
Okay, everybody, let's go.
Okay, we will see you all later.
All right. Everyone splits up and goes their separate ways.
Thorgrim heads to the exiles.
Cool. So how do people want to do this? Do we want to go around the room and everyone like role plays individually, or do you want to skip through it, or what do people feel? What's the consensus? I'll do it on a 1-to-1 ratio of each person or each group.
I think we can all manage just a teeny bit of RP if everybody's up for that.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yep. Cool. Okay. So, where is it? First up on my list, Zakharoom. So, Philip.
Yes.
Fulgrim makes it back to the church, and let's just do. Where the fuck it? So you make your way in. It's late in the afternoon. Sun's falling. Yeah, sun's falling. That'll do. Sun is setting, and you are welcomed in by the priests and paladins as you arrive. And Farah comes out to speak with you. Says, well, I will admit that your pet corpse has been much more useful than we thought it was going to be. So I will thank you for your service. Though you're not here on a social visit, I take it, considering you're by yourself.
Sort of social. Just doesn't involves it involves more than just myself.
Okay, well.
We, the people that I've been traveling with, have sort of come up with a plan, and we think that it's sort of in the best interest if we get all of the major players here in town to have a meeting tomorrow. Do you think that would be something you could manage, or you could inform the sort of maybe some of the higher ups?
She furrows her brows for a bit. It could be managed, though my question is to if it will be of the best idea. I'm well aware that a number of entities in Loot Glen are not particularly fond of us being here, and you must understand that my initial concern is that this is a trap of some sort, but how do you feel about this, Thulgrim? I'm going to take your judgment here.
I can see your hesitation on this and the persecution you have seen in the past, but that's not what this is about. We are facing a larger issue than even this town, individuals in this town can face, and we are getting many people. Mr. Al-Hakan will be there. There are, really just everybody. The mortuary will be there. They'll all come together. We're going to discuss some rather upsetting information we found. as you know from the body that we brought you and where it comes from, and what that means for the rest of the heroes that should never have been resurrected. And there is well, I don't want this to scare you, but there is a chance that there will be a lot more demons coming up to the city.
Considering what has happened back in Zakarum, is not surprising that this is happening here as well, though it is upsetting. Well, we don't have a choice, do we?
I mean, of course you do. It is your call on this.
It is my call, but it is very clear that there is no choice to be made. There's only one option. There's only one pathway forward, and that is for us to move and prepare for the inevitable conflict.
I agree that I think that is the most pertinent option. I think that is probably the wisest and will have the best outcome for us all.
She looks back across the empty church pews and around at the some of the people that are milling about and goes, Thulgrim, did you ever take your oath by chance?
I did not. I trained with everyone and learned the ways, but no, I never went. I never completed it.
If we are going to be preparing to combat the forces of hell, then I suspect it is prudent that we all undertake the oath of the Crusader before we depart on this venture. And I would suggest that you join us in this particular ritual.
I can do such a thing.
Very good.
I mean, always glad to have the backing and the support of those higher up than myself.
It will mostly be a ceremonial gesture, but it will authorize us to give you some tools, shall I say.
That would be amazing. I would be very grateful for that.
Okay. Tell you what, after sunset, come back here, and I will present you your oaths, recite them to me, and I'll bequeath you with your Crusader's weapon. And then that will hopefully be of some use in your coming conflicts.
Is he gonna get a big old aura that sucks enemies in and then explodes?
Big old fucking hammers start spinning out of his head.
Big old mirror shield that shoots big fire out of it.
There you go.
I greatly appreciate that. Yes, I will be back after nightfall.
Cool. And just since I do not have a oath on hand, I do have an idea as to what I want to do. I will give you an item, which is what you'll be presented at the end of the evening. So you can look over it and tell me what you think.
Very cool, very cool.
Should be in your inventory now. If you want it to be reflavored into a different weapon and keep the same spell effects, that is totally fine.
Okay, I'll look it over. And of course, Thorgrim will stick around and answer some more questions. Once she has a little question about this or that, and meeting times and locations and everything.
Yeah, and plus Fire will want to catch up and sort of just chat and be social, and probably bring some other interesting paladins over that may want to catch up with Thulgrim as well.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Carry on for a little while doing that.
Okay. Next on the list is Lysander at the college. So, Bash, Billy.
Hello.
So you're up.
Okay.
You're heading up to Lysander to tell him about this particular meeting of souls.
Lysander, I have something for you.
What? I thought I told you to leave.
Oh.
Your face.
No, don't. Okay, don't. Why are you back? Why are you not eating a kebab or something? What are you doing up here?
I haven't done that.
Yeah, no, none of you have been eating. Well, actually, no. I feel like you probably have, but
Well,
I haven't seen you eat.
Specifically said we were gonna eat on the way to Alaka's house.
I did not. But
Do you want a kebab?
Do you have what?
I
take
could
food from him.
procure a kebab.
Don't take food from
I've been trying out a kebab potion. Look at this. He goes and gets like this vial of this swirling pearlescent blue liquid, shakes a little bit, pulls out a banana from under his desk, puts it on his desk, pours the potion onto it, and it just starts to like metamorphosize, shapeshift into a hot lamb kebab.
Does it look cooked?
Yeah, it's steaming.
It's demon?
It's steaming.
It's Damon. Take a bite.
It's demon meat?
Go on.
I try.
Yeah, give it a
I take a
go.
bite. I take a bite.
As you pick it,
Suspiciously.
as you like touch it, it starts shrieking at you.
I drop it.
It leaves go out and it skitters away and goes underneath the closet.
I have lost
Well,
my
that wasn't
appetite.
that wasn't meant to happen. All right, well, what do you want?
I need you to come with me to meet a bunch of people to save the city. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like Lysander's kind of like mundane. So I was like, why don't you come
Oh.
with me?
Sure, that sounds fun. I like saving the city. That means the Sultan's got to pay me extra.
Well, they're kind of the people that are putting the city in danger.
Well, then he won't mind if I take his money. It's even better.
I like you.
Yeah, well, that's why you keep calling me dad, and I keep going, that's really weird, and a little bit of a conflict of practice or something, but here we are.
Mm-hmm. Well, okay. We're meeting at the masquerade at like 30:00.
Ah, the masquerade. Okay.
Yes. You can meet Biscuit. Do you have a potion that can make horses talk?
I have a potion that can make you talk horse.
But you won't understand horse. You can only talk horse.
Oh. Do you have a potion that can make me understand horse? Because the Malkeith in my head says that I can only talk horse but not understand horse.
Well, I do, but if you mix the two of them together, you might get some unintended side effects. You know what crossfading is?
No.
Well, you're gonna
Yes, you
find
do.
out. I'll bring both the potion. I'll bring the horse listen and horse speak potion.
Okay, I'll give the horse speak potion to Malkeith and I'll have him say what I want him to say, and then I'll hear it.
This couldn't possibly go wrong.
No. Just put it in his drink. He loves biscuit.
What if I give him one of his oil potions, but it's actually a horse potion?
Oh, he
And then
doesn't need that anymore.
And then he throws the oil potion at someone, and then instead of being slippery, they now speak horse. What if I mix them together? Oh, okay. I've got Jimmy Neutron Brain Blast. I'm ready.
It's fun. I almost want to not leave.
Well,
But I have to, because, like, you know, the world is counting on me because I'm just wonderful. So,
that is true. Either way,
Um,
I'm more than happy to go and meet with everybody. It will mean it'll take a little bit longer to get their requisition order ready, because, you know, I'm not making potions. I'm off talking with changelings and stuff at the
oh, that's
masquerade.
okay. I mean, they don't need it now, and it's nothing for me, so it doesn't matter.
That's the spirit. Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. That was easy.
All right. Next up was Tieflings.
Wait.
Oh,
I turn around and I go,
eh?
a bum test?
A bum test?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you asking?
Did you put your fingers up my ass?
No, that'd be incest. Get out of here. Get out of here. Go.
They just said you did that, and I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, well, they're fucking with you. You should know that. You do it to everyone. The messing with, not the bum test. I mean, maybe you do. I don't know your life.
No. Just Malkeith does that to me. But anyways, all right, I have to go.
Okay, don't do any accidental bum tests.
Will do.
Oh, don't lie to me. Off you go.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Did you put your fucking finger in my butt?
Now. Right when everybody raided again.
Oh my god.
Bum test.
Well,
All right.
I'm quite good at my mission. Thank you.
All right. Next up, the Tieflings with the spooks.
Hello.
First, we have to find spooks. Do we find
I
them?
will scry them if I need to, but I think they told us where they were staying.
Yeah,
I think
I
you're
don't remember
right.
where that was, but they did, so it'd be easy enough to
Yeah.
find them.
We accidentally found them again when the dead body fell on their dinner, so they had multiple chances to tell us where they were.
They actually
We
made a reunion.
We didn't find them with the body. They had long since dipped out after the body fell on
Yeah,
the
they-
table.
After the body fucking ruined their dinner, yeah.
Oh, oops.
Yeah, it was like a split scene where like Claude let it go, and then it was like, "Meow. This is what happens at street level.
Yeah, I'm going to say that they're staying at the King Corsic, the Westmarch themed tavern in the Granite District.
They couldn't actually make it to Westmarch, so they just
Yeah, so they're like doing Westmarch cosplay. It's next best thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, so when you get there and you like ask for them and they get put up to your room, you see oh my god, go away calculator. I don't want you. I need to get my notes in front of me.
I forget what all of their names are.
So do I.
I've got them all written down. I'm going to recite them to you.
Here we go, they're in front of me. So yeah, you go to the room, you knock, and Big Q, old Kesselar, opens the door, and he's got like a really oversized wolf mask on. Like, welcome to Westmarch Town. It's me, John Westmarch, wearing the Westmarch garb. How are you doing?
Is that
You like-
really
sit-
Westmarch clothing?
Apparently they wear big masks of dogs, so this is dog mask.
I'm going to ask Malkeys about that.
They like dogs. It's dog themed everywhere. That's why they say it called the dog land.
You know, somehow I think that this is right, because I don't know, I just get the feeling that Malkis likes dogs, you know?
Cover your face.
Anyway,
Go metagame.
wish to come inside? We have cool item on top of fireplace to serve tea in front of.
Uh-oh.
That does sound like Westmarch.
Yes.
Talav walks past the door wearing like a really big tunic, like it's like dragging. It looks like a nightgown. It's like dragging on the floor. She just like has her arms at her side, like.
Well, you guys are really into this, huh?
Roshan just pipes it from the back. Yeah, well, unfortunately, we couldn't quite make it there on account of your mom fucking with us on the road. So, yeah,
Your
next
mom.
best thing. What? No, you're
Your
literally
mother.
literally your mother.
Your mama.
Okay, well, you keep on having that Alzheimer's moment, and I'll keep on enjoying my
You don't know
Earl
what
Grey
Alzheimer's
tea.
are. You're way too stupid for that.
She says as she repeats herself 3 times. Oh boy.
I didn't
Yeah,
say the
don't
exact
make me
same
come
thing.
over there, because, you know, like, I do hit very hard. Now, shush, where's Spooks?
I don't know. Spokes, where are you? And then as you're like at the door, Spokes just sort of like steps forward. It's like a chameleon skin sort of like shifts and he sort of materializes in front of you. He's like, I was
Hi.
not expecting to see you all so soon.
We have
Come.
some news. We want to talk to you.
Then talk inside and not through the portal of the door.
Okay,
Yes, I think
are
that
you
is a good
mad?
idea.
You sound mad.
I'm not mad. It is simply how I talk. Now come.
Yes, he's
Step
just a very
inside.
intense man.
Okay, I'm inside now.
As he guides you and his elongated limb reaches out and closes the door softly behind you.
Hey, how come you're stretchy?
How come you are on fire all the time?
Okay.
Not an answer, just okay.
Simple answers for stupid questions.
That's not very nice, you know.
It was
Okay.
it was a rude
okay.
question,
Hear-
and you
hear
know
me
it
out.
was a rude question.
Hear me out, okay? So, like,
I assume that Veraciel told everybody about the tiefling that was with Deckard Cain and the Scry.
Yeah, she mentioned
Okay.
it.
Okay, so hear me out, okay? So, like, we just ground Deckard Cain to make sure that he was going to get here soon. And Veraciel saw a new tiefling who was a human before and is now a tiefling. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe she's had some weird shit happen to her and she got some horns and stuff she didn't have before. And I thought maybe that's why your arms were very long. Wasn't trying to be rude, I'm sorry.
I do not think that that is how tieflings work.
I didn't think so either.
Chances are that they are simply one of the corrupted that is now attempting to start a new life.
Okay.
Oh, okay, well, I mean, speaking of tieflings, though, I don't know if we told you, but one of the shards of Andariel, before we killed her, was speaking to us and was like, I'm going to try and be reborn as a tiefling. So in case you see her in your adventures, please make sure that you take care of her. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That is not why we are here.
No.
So actually, we are here because we have found some things out about the city. I'm pretty sure you must know that there's, some fuckery going on, as it were, like undead attacks at the night time, people
That's
afraid
why
to
you
go
left.
out after dark.
In the first place, right?
That is correct. The undead attacks were getting too close for comfort.
So
Okay.
we figured it out.
Yeah, so it turns out that Prince Aidan has the soulstone, I guess, of Diablo in his face, right up here in his forehead. And he has come to Erotic and is trying to get into the tomb of Tal Rasha. And considering that you are pretty much the most demon lore-y guy that I know, you probably know what that means, right?
I know what it... He stops for a second. I would understand Diablo and Baal's points of view, but what you are describing is a mortal containment method. I can only speculate on elements, but I am happy to speculate with you.
It's not about speculation. Basically, Diablo has possessed, I guess, Prince Aidan and is trying to free Baal from the tomb of Tal Rasha.
What I do not understand is how Baal or Diablo managed to get into the mortal realm in the ways they have to begin with. These stones you mention. What does it look like? Could you describe it?
It's red.
It's red.
It's a soulstone.
Could you make... I mean, you saw Prince Aidan. Could you make like an illusion of his face?
Hold on. I'll make cast a spell. What is this spell called?
Are we all
Minor
there?
illusion.
No, just these two.
Okay. I was like, are we all there?
No, it's just us. No, I do minor illusion to make the rock. And I guess I could just make it
Sure.
on my forehead so it looks like, here's the tomb.
Like-
It looks like this.
Like leans and like well within your personal bubble and like sort of goes to the left. He's like looking around at the rock and goes, "This is an angelic artifact of sorts."
Oh. Oh, yeah, this is this thing that Tyrael gave to them, right?
The Archangel of Justice.
I think so.
How curious. Unfortunately, I do not have many answers on such a thing, though I would wager that speaking with one of the Vajerai scholars would be the way to go.
Well, that is actually why we are here. So, I mean, I don't mean to put too fine a point on it, but, you're quite old and, knowledgeable, and, most of the tieflings here are quite, strong. I mean, that is just how we are, like...
If you're going to say we're dumb, you can fuck yourself.
I said strong, you idiot!
Talav tackles Rashad off the bed. Like when when he yells at Vraciel, she just like flying crossbodies him.
He is dumb though, isn't he? He's pretty stupid.
I'm sure he's very good at what he does, but yes, he's a little bit, dense, as it were. And anyway, look, the point is, what we know about is going on in the city is the undead attacks are the consequence of Diablo, I guess, raising the dead to distract the people of the city from what he is trying to do, which is to free Baal. Also, we think that there is a portal to Horizon's arcane sanctum under the palace, and the reason all the Janissaries have gone missing from all the quarters but the royal quarter is because they're busily trying to fight and contain the demons there.
And they're dead.
Apparently a lot of them have been dying. We are
And
here...
so the hubris of a page's past finally catches up to the mortals of this city. Look at that. Carry on. It was simply amusing to hear that.
Okay, well, the reason we are here is because we are trying to, stop the bad things from happening, because I don't know about all of you, but I tell people that I'm immortal and unkillable, and I basically am, but also I am immortal, and I like being immortal, right, sister? It's pretty nice.
I like it here.
I like it here. I don't want a bad thing to happen to this world. So anyway, the point is, we have been trying to. We have friends and allies in the city, and tomorrow we are having a meeting of the most important people that we can find. So we have the Vigerai scholar, Drognan will be there, and Deckard Kane, the Horodrim, Al Hakim, who is a vampire. You may have heard of him. Oh, sorry, Al Hakan.
Yeah, he's a rich vampire snooty man, but he's pretty knowledgeable about stuff in the city,
Mm-hmm. And we've also going to have
himself.
Mm-hmm. We're also going to, I guess, have Lysander from the Horizons University come, and the Lacunae and the Zakarum may be attending as well. And we're trying to get, all of our allies in the city in the same place so we can talk about this and try and figure out their plan to stop, the demons in the Horizons Arcane Sanctum from being released, or Baal from being released. And to be honest, while we were all talking about our allies, my sister and I are like, well, Spooks is pretty much like the oldest and powerfulest and the most demon and knowledgeable guy that we know. I mean, you know a lot, even about us, that we didn't know.
Yeah.
And, the tieflings here, like, there's not many of us, but we're very strong. So I thought maybe...
And, also, if you guys are willing to come with us when we go into the sanctum, when we were talking to /fighting Andariel, the part of her that decided that she liked us split her off, so it probably made her less strong, and also made it so that she could be reborn like we are. And maybe some of the demons in there are related.
I would be very, very interested in meeting this sliver of Andariel. That
we don't know
is
where
for
she
sure.
is yet.
No, but she will reveal herself in time. For now, your proposal is adequate. I will be more than happy to speak with other members of the city to contain the spread of the prime evils to the best of our ability.
And I mean, think about how good it's going to look. But, I know, people are like, oh, tieflings, that's a little bit suspicious. But that's like we saved the city, kind of like we did over in Candaras. They're going to be like, oh, tieflings, we like them a lot. They save cities and stuff.
The people of this city are relatively accepting of tieflings, but it will be a good precedent to set.
Maybe it will spread over into Candaras and stuff, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, tieflings did 2 things good? 2 really big important things good?
That would require the citizens of Candaras being able to read, which they unfortunately cannot.
I mean, sometimes things travel by word of mouth.
That would require them to be able to speak the common tongue other than make pig noises at each other.
Oh, okay, I see what you're getting at.
They are... I do not wish to say they are a lost cause, but they are very near to a lost cause. I do hope that your companions that you left there will be able to talk some sense into that land.
I mean, we left a pretty good guy in charge, I think, but, we'll see how we go. Right now, the more important thing really is that we, save this city while we can. And, my thinking is, Spooks is pretty much the oldest and the wisest of the tieflings and probably knows more about the demons than anyone else, so...
I will be happy to share the knowledge I have with the relevant parties, and I will be there at the aforementioned time.
Okay,
Noon 30 is
much.
what they are saying at the masquerade.
Noon 30 at the masquerade.
Okay.
Okay, well, thank you, Spooks. And it's nice to see you, everybody else.
Yes.
He's from the far distant, far side of the room. He's here, though. Pretty fucking sweet, eh, Dales? Not good to hear from ya. As Eliza speaks up.
Yeah, it's nice to see you too, I guess. I mean, I kind of prefer it when I don't...
fucking see ya. I said... Oh, did I? I mean, heard ya. I don't fucking know.
Oh my god. Okay, well, at least I know that having a family is, really exhausting and frustrating sometimes.
Hey.
Sure
To love.
fucking is.
Talav runs up and pushes past Spooks to give you each like a hug around the waist.
All right, she gets a hug.
Awkward pat.
Okay, it's nice to see you too, to love. Rashad,
Yeah?
you're stupid.
Yeah, well, it takes one to know one. Oh, yeah, got him.
Yes, and you're the one who knows the one, and the one is that he is you.
And you're the one trying awfully hard to prove this reductionist argument. How's that going for you?
Pretty well, actually. You know, I'm
Yeah?
over here, like, you know, like,
Are you?
yeah, I'd say, you know, like,
I'm just
Yeah?
gonna walk back there and like pinch his nose.
And what are you, why, okay, this is happening.
okay, we should, we've got other appointments to keep, but, we will see you tomorrow, Spooks. Bring whoever you want. Probably don't bring Rashad, you know, like, he's... But, you know, we'll see you then.
I will bring who is most relevant to the particular cause.
Cool. See you later.
All right. And that leaves one group, one dog-themed, cat-themed group, one Castus, one night
Oh,
only.
We didn't think of that. It's not going to go well because of dogs.
You're not dogs. This is in character.
Cool.
You don't know everything about monkeys.
You're right. I
So
don't.
Drognan walks with you, and you have a pleasant conversation along the walkways and roads to get to the campsites. You enter the construction zones on the far eastern side of the city at the edge of the Crescent District, and he leads you in to where some of the larger tents and soft structures are. As you approach, you are brought to one large, luxurious-looking tent in particular, and you see a familiar face comes out, which would be the face of the Lacunae that you encountered back in the desert. Old Lashar, big lion boy. And he looms over you, looking around at the other Lacunae that are sort of coming out of the woodworks to form a circle around you, and goes, "And to what pleasure do we owe? Two old friends and associates."
Sarah's writing the name down so I didn't forget. Pleasure to see you again. We were, I'd say in the neighborhood, but we've been in the city for a couple of days now. We were.
That is correct. And you are much more conscious this time around.
Most of us, yes.
Very interesting way to frame it. Carry on, please. Why do you bother us in our halls?
We are gathering influential members of the city together to discuss
Is that so?
the goings on that we feel we could help facilitate and remedy.
So why do you come to the bottom feeders and outsiders who do not call the city home but rather would learn and take from it? We have no love for the city. We merely see opportunity from the soft skins such as yourself.
Yes, but learning and getting what you want from the city would be easy if you were not viewed as vermin, if you were welcomed as guests.
The city will never view us as anything other than rivals at best. That much you must know for certain. They will not welcome Lacunae at any point. They will have to learn to let us live the way we need. And that symbiotic relationship is currently flourishing perfectly as is.
So you don't think that there's anything to gain by putting a positive foot forward with the rest of the city, with the other factions of the city that hold sway?
Lashard ponders for a moment. It is not that I do not see anything to gain. Lashar wonders, what is it that Lashar will actually gain from this? You make the promises that we will be on the boards or seeing influential members. You must remember that as people come and go very frequently in the city, so do their promises. There needs to be something tangible, something that you can touch with your hands. No? I ask you, for your little meeting of influential men and women, what does Lakunai gain from being there? I want you to tell me, not to leave it up to me to decide.
Sorry we gave you the hardest one.
Everyone else has got ins. They're friends with everybody. Melky, go talk to the cat people nobody knows.
You're a spy. You're supposed to be suave.
Is it true that the Lakunai, if not were in possession of a piece of the Staff of Kings?
Let's do a little... Which roll do I want to do for that? Lashar's eyes tighten a little bit, and he leans towards you. And what makes you believe that Lakunai was to be holding a part of this king staff?
Old legends, old rumors, but then again, a lot of the things in the city are rumor or legend or hearsay these days, aren't they?
That is correct. A lot of things that are held in the cities of this land are fabrications upon fabrications built out of half-truths and hearsay. I will tell you a story. Your name, it was a Melkis, yes? No, Melki.
That's fine.
Many, many moons ago, the god of destruction roamed the sands. It did not care if you were a man or a mountain. It sought your end, and it ended many things. It took a great alliance of all sorts of people from across the realm to ensure that the god was contained. But even the greatest minds put together could not truly contain the demon. It was trapped, but only partially. And guess whose job it was to ensure that the stray strands did not touch the soft, supple city folk of the land?
The Lakunai.
Lakunai, correct. We were given the power of the kings, the headpiece, to use as a focus to pull destruction's power away and store it in a singular spot. But as time went on, the city folk grow distant and cold and begin to let their old hatreds flow once again. So we start to ask ourselves, why do we do this? Why do we sacrifice our people for a civilization that sees us as you said, vermin? So the headpiece was given to another tribe and another tribe, until eventually it left the care of Lakunai in its entirety. It was traded away for a favor in exchange for a favor, as many things are. But if I am putting two and two together, you are suggesting that the reason that this convergence of important city folk is occurring is because the god of destruction rears its head once again, yes?
You're a clever man. I'm sure you've noticed things happening around the city. The air, the aura of malice and destruction wreaking havoc in the streets.
Lashar has not smelt destruction. Lashar has smelt terror and hatred. Destruction, as far as Lashar sees, is still under lock and key. But for how long? Which I would wager is the reason you wish for me to join your little party.
You'd be correct. As former gatekeepers of it, even if you have no love for the people of the city, surely you wish not for destruction to run rampant on the sands, your homes.
The thing is that Lacunae have grown used to the great storms that surge through the desert. You even encountered one yourself, Malkis, when you were cowering in the rocks. Its gaze fell upon you. A splinter of Baal's will. They have unfortunately become commonplace in the sands. We are familiar with them and how to avoid them. The cities, not so much. From my perspective, it would be beneficial to maybe let these storms run rampant a little longer before we come and provide some support. Though if you have something to offer us that might change the minds of my people, I would like to hear it. Lashar is a businessman, after all.
Standards.
If you have no love for the city, why maintain this camp inside the walls then?
The city is... We do not do this out of love. We do this out of finance. Supplies to bring back to the sands. So many here would write the deep desert off as nothing more than a barren waste, but there is much more to it, if you know where to look. And with the right words, destruction is directed elsewhere. Might I make a deal with you, Mr. Malkis?
I'm not sure what I have that you would require that would be of worth for your assistance, but I'm willing to hear it.
You have a skill set. That is something that I am very interested in. You are asking about the headpiece, the tool used to lock the god inside his prison of stone. But it is merely a part of the key. What I suggest is once you have completed your task, once you have opened the tomb and slayed whatever entities are trying to get into it, that we take ownership of the staff. No one will know where it went. There is no need to tell any of your companions. And we cannot use it to sow destruction, only to sow authority. To us, this would be a fair trade.
Does the staff have any other powers aside from curbing the destruction, though?
The headpiece is a focus. It absorbs energy, magic, and can then release it. The staff acts as a guidance. It allows you to temper the stream. Using the staff, you can control the head. Using the head, you can release whatever energies have been captured. As it stands now, it has been storing the energy of destruction for quite some time, but were that to be released, it would have to re-energize somehow. Were destruction to be gone, the danger it poses would be gone too. It could be used for more beneficial means, capturing the powers of creation, perhaps.
Revitalizing the wastes.
Exactly. There is much more to the great sands than simply bones and rock, and it is time that this land returned to the glory it once had, before the mages from across the sea destroyed it all. So that is my price, Mr. Melky. The Kunai will assist.
Has Drogna been here this whole time, or did he leave during this conversation?
Drogon's here as well, and he's just like,
Yeah.
sort of like watching and listening. And curiously enough, he seems very blasé about the entire thing.
Okay. It will be difficult for me to make an item of that size simply disappear.
No, it will not. The item will have to go with you when you open the tomb. The ritual will be very opulent. It is not unheard of for it to simply disappear throughout the ritual and for it to appear as if this was meant to be the case. Alternatively, there is not going to be many people involved. Lashar suggests simply being upfront with those you trust most. Keeping those you don't trust, maybe doing different tasks.
I will agree to this.
Then we have a deal. He extends a paw down to you.
He'll clasp his hand.
Yeah, give him a little shake. My brothers and sisters will be more than happy to escort you through the sands if you so need it. You will find no better guides for the desert than those who are born of it.
We will be the assembly will be meeting tomorrow at 12:30 at the masquerade. Bring who you will. Only you are required, as I imagine you speak for your people.
I will bring a small escort. I do not wish to be shaken down by corrupt guardsmen.
I would not let that happen if you require an escort. We have minor standing now.
It is quite all right. You should enjoy a nice, pleasant morning. Maybe have a large breakfast and a nap.
Cat response.
Oh, before you go, the arrow that we lent you, do you still have it by chance?
He'll pull it out of his hip quiver and hold it out to him.
He's like, you must hold on to it. It is very precious.
Was he the one who gave me the arrow of rich line?
No, he's the one
Where's
that used the arrow that they shot and like went across the sands and turned into the sandhorse.
Right.
When Lakunai come of age, they are given one of these and are taught to summon their companion. Maybe in time you might be taught to do so, but for now you should hang on to it. A token of my appreciation for our newfound partnership.
Your gift as well is generously received, graciously received.
Cool. And that is everyone's little venture. So, since we have been going for 3.5 hours, is that a good place to pause? Just before the meeting?
Sure.
I think so.
You want to?
Cool.
No.
Yeah, I think-
No.
No.
Gain some.
Reading over the item you had sent me, it seems fine as it is. I like it. I I like maces for my character. So.
Sweet. There you go. Got a cool weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Shell got a cool necklace. Vash got a cool book.
You get a book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
I got
oh
a
that's
kebab
right, because you
potion.
changed jobs.
I need
Change job stones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, that body.
Uh-huh.
Write me a fireball scroll.
No.
Oh.
No.
But why?
Your sister.
I don't think sorcerers can do scrolls, can they?
She can. She can write me a scroll. I just have to give her like 100 gold. But she doesn't want 100 gold. That's okay.
100 gold is paltry.
150?
100 gold is paltry, and you are poultry.
So I am a person now.
He's not poultry anymore. He's porktry.
To make a fireball scroll, it would take 1 week and 500 gold pieces.
Yeah, I was gonna say 150 is not.
500?
Yeah.
In that body, can you front me some money to make me a fireball?
I don't
you
have
front me some
500
money?
gold. Also, the price of my work. That's a week I have to spend working on that. That's not a cheap scroll, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's
No.
100 gold per day for a total of 1,200.
Minimum.
Damn, and you can just buy one for like fucking a fraction of that from a shop.
If you can find it.
Where are you, shop?
I have to ask Al Hakam.
I say Mucky went to a shop and bought scrolls before you could learn spells. Get one to
Yeah.
Navari.
Yeah. I need to shop.
Cool.
No, it's
Alright.
the third level spell still costs 500 gold pieces to buy as a scroll. So there you go.
I don't think 500
So-
right. I was looking over prices. I don't think that's right.
I'm just saying. Get out of my wheelhouse. Do your own thing.
Yeah.
Told it's a good spell. That's all.
Part of the reason it's a good spell for me, though, because we keep fighting demons, is that the fire is not resisted by them because of a feat that I have.
Yeah.
Also,
Like,
the mantle of flame.
Yeah, which adds more. And
Where do I
Yeah,
buy one of
it's-
those?
You don't.
can't.
You be a phoenix
You become
sorcerer.
a Phoenix sorcerer.
Where do I buy a Phoenix sorcerer?
Well, there's one right here, so
Where
But
do I
she's
buy
very
my
expensive.
Phoenix
You
sorcerer?
couldn't afford her.
God.
Jesus.
All right. That's D&Diablo for today.
Woo!
Tune in next fortnight away and see what happens when everyone gets together.
Oh, and then next week I'll be running a playtest game using the 1D&D playtest materials. So for our small but hopefully loyal following, catch us next Saturday Australian or Friday American time.
Figure out if you like and/or hate these new rules as much as some of our friends do.
Yeah.
We haven't played them yet, and I already have some very strong opinions. Let's see if they stick. Next Saturday on Plus One Shot.
Ba-da-ba.
And tomorrow we're doing Teens with Attitude, which is not D&D. It's powered by the apocalypse, but we're gonna pose and do random stupid shit and do
Be Power
one-liners and
Rangers.
stuff. Yeah, be Power Rangers. It's gonna be good.
It'll be a good time.
Good night.
But yep, thank you for joining us, everyone. Love you all. Mwah. You're very beautiful.
Mwah. You may not be immortal, but you are so beautiful.
Oh my
All
god.
right, there we go.